Hey everybody, welcome to Noir Bar. Come on in and take a seat. It's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas all around. And joining me at the bar, as usual, is FarZoosme, where she lives on the moon in Australia, and it's already Christmas Day there, so Merry Christmas Day to you, Far.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I have Christmas cracker jokes.
And we are certainly looking forward to all the dad humor to follow.
You will suffer.
Yes. And for the first time joining us at the bar,
one's going to laugh.
Keeping us company is Adonis Paul, AP himself. How you doing, man? Hello.
Speaking of bad humor, thank you for having me.
So here we are.
I was talking about me, not you.
No, I get it. It's fine. You can insult the proprietor of the bar at the bar. It's fine. I get how it works.
No, I would never. I was talking about me.
So I know. Okay, I was watching your stream, and you've been drinking, and I've been drinking. The only question is whether or not Far has been drinking.
A
little bit. She says reluctantly. Okay.
Well, it's 2 and 3 a.m. where we are. If she's drinking, it's like 2 in the afternoon. You're a fucking alcoholic,
yeah, right?
But no, it's Christmas Day. What the fuck?
I drink.
It's different.
I am drinking all day tomorrow. Okay, I just putting that out there. I might go visit my parents and break COVID lockdown rules. I probably will just for a little minute, and then I'm coming back and hanging out and doing Christmas movies all day long. So I can be up all late night drinking and carousing and such in 1942 as we do here at Noir Bar. So it's gonna be a good time. So fuck, I'm just gonna check to see who's all here. I mean, Reject's here, and she says Polly's a dick. Nice. That's that Christmas spirit I'm looking for.
Hi, Reject.
I got Brad Young out there, man. It's the only person I recognized from my chat who made it over here. But hopefully, I put it on Twitter. Hopefully, a few more people will show up.
And Lion Patriot's here,
Hey.
Mr. No of All Potato.
I can torture more people.
Yeah, and Cynic's here, and Of All Potato's putting our links up in chat as he always does, which is awesome. There's Richo, another Aussie who's living in the future. Good times. I don't know. It's I think anybody coming along, they're like, so you have an AP on, and I'm like, yeah, I love AP's show, and it's like, yeah, but his stream's so much different than yours, and I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Like, if you ever watch AP's, that
doesn't mean I can't come hang out, man. Just because we have different shit that
you
we do.
You can, but somebody who's used to your stream, like your shit's like a NASCAR in overdrive, where my shit's like a lowrider slowing down for speed bumps. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a chill level is what I'm talking about here. Right?
I do tend to get a little excited.
There's
a little?
Yeah, that's what people want. They want to feel good. You know, I made the stream that I wanted to see, which was somebody that was excitable, watching videos and killing shit.
Well, there you go. And that's what I mean.
How did I know you were gonna say killing shit?
Yeah,
you gotta be the change you want to see in the world.
So there's exploding clones left, right, and center.
Fair enough.
And somebody asked me that today. They're like, okay, so if you're running Noir Bar and there's like chill blues music playing in the background and it's that kind of environment, it's late night for you to drink and just talk with a certain amount of people, what would that make AP stream? And I'm like,
just a rowdy casino bar with no security.
Really?
Like
I
the
went
worst place in the world.
I went for a coked out 1980s headbanger heavy metal bar. That was my description.
Got it. You remember in Back to the Future too, when Marty walks into like Hill Valley of the future, and they got "I Can't Drive" 65 playing and shit. That's about it.
So you're
bikers riding by.
You're running Biff's Casino. Is that what you're trying to say?
That was that's where I got the Pleasure Palace name from.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
It's a direct parody of Biff's Pleasure Paradise is Adonis Paul's Pleasure Palace.
Huh.
Well, and Becca showed up. That's cool. Put me to sleep, Polly. The jazz helps. Well, hopefully my dulcet baritone tones will help as well.
Yeah, there's Becca and Michael Hatfield. All right, you got a couple of the homies showing up. All right, cool.
I
don't want to feel lonely out here.
There is some crossover. There's no question. And Ebony Williams is here, and she's always there. And she says you sound sexy. No, good words.
Oh, Ebony, holla at your boy after the Noir Bar. You know what we do at the end of the night at the bar? We got to all pair up. Leafs over tokens. I can get away with saying shit like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but she's also told me that I feel sexy, or I sound sexy. So it's like, okay, now I'm just feeling two-time. This is terrible. It's
What? Leaf told you that?
no, Ebony.
I'll slap the shit out of. Oh, okay. You mean Ebony? Okay. All right. My bad.
You're assaulting women of color all over the place. What's going on over there, man? That's not how we do here.
Hey, Leaf is not a woman of color. Okay, she's Asian. I'm tired of people lumping Asians in with people of color.
It counts.
No, it doesn't.
You're going with the woke thinking. Asian is white. It's that.
Yes. We've now divided races by income brackets, okay? And that makes Asian people and Jewish people white. I would disagree with some of that, but hey, that's not what we're here to talk about tonight.
No, it's not. Oh, hey, KSE showed up, and that's great because she had a long night. She streamed 2 Christmas movies that I hung out for. Oh, shit. Die Hard, the first one, and then Batman Returns. Nice. Both the often derided and argued over Christmas movies. Of course, they're both Christmas movies. You know what's a Christmas movie that?
Oh yeah, Batman Returns. Especially.
Yeah, you know what's a Christmas movie that nobody ever talks about? Trading Places.
What? Yeah, that's true.
It is.
It's got a winter
What's
theme.
that?
Christmas.
It happens
You know,
at
Christmas
Christmas when he takes over Dan Aykroyd's apartment. He has a Christmas party there. Dan Aykroyd dresses up as Santa when he goes crazy, when he gets all drugged out, when he's poor. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. What? And no, it doesn't get it.
I'm not gonna argue. It sounds good to
Doesn't
me.
get
Yeah.
its respect. And Richo says, "Polly sexy." Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. What we are here to talk about tonight, though, is a whole bunch of things. We got a story about a plane that was forced to land because it was loaded too heavily with cocaine. This good times.
Great.
And that was in Australia too.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. We got a story about the
Sweet.
about the ultimate end of the former boss of the Lucchese crime family. I did not realize that he came to a very unceremonious end recently. A staged discovered suicide, which always kills me when that shit happens. A guy a story that I found out that happened back in 2008. All I'm going to say about it is it involves a homemade flamethrower. Far, you're really going to enjoy that story particularly. But here's what. And then the showdown that we've been waiting to happen.
You have my.
All right. Homemade flamethrower. Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Were you about to say I have your attention with the homemade flamethrower?
Oh boy.
No.
Well, I think you'll get anyone's attention with a homemade flamethrower, but yes, mine especially.
Yeah. And it if anything, it's a story of police incompetence. The further you look into that story, it's like it just gets weirder and weirder in terms of like their investigation and what they discovered from it, and how they fucked up and how they nearly got themselves killed, and it just goes on and on. It's but I want to start with this one story here. Let me show you something. You guys can see it here. Yeah, check this out. New York Post, right? Why Kirk Cameron is a growing pain in the butt.
Why Kirk Cameron is a growing pain in the butt?
Now, this is their attempt at a little pun, obviously. Kirk Cameron back in the day being in a show called Growing Pains. Okay,
Right.
Let me show you the kind of clickbait that my favorite tabloid, the New York Post, engages in. Look at the story that if you read it. Growing pain in the ass. Why Kirk Cameron sucks so much. That's the...
I don't like the title.
That's the same fucking
Kirk
story.
Cameron is a little bit cringy, you know. But I mean, he's harmless cringy. He's Christian cringy. Leave him the fuck alone.
Didn't he make that movie, like that one Christmas movie? What was it? Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas?
Exactly.
Yeah, that whole
Or some shit. Was that him?
Yes.
Yeah, like.
Let me tell you about
God, I
how
hate I
the
know
real
what
meaning
that
of
is.
Christmas is Jesus. I'm like, dude, we're not 12. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
Well, they...
Or like they're sitting in the fucking car, like for like a good chunk of the movie or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Christianity ruins music and movies. Can't Christians just come to terms with that? Like, Jesus will fuck up a movie and will fuck up music faster than anything else.
Yeah, well, it was the time that it came out. Like, I kind of
If
get
it's
the
handled
thing.
poorly.
Yeah, he was trying to run against the whole like war on
usually
Christmas.
is.
I'm trying to tell you, have you never encountered a fedora tipper online that says Christmas has nothing to do with Christianity anymore? It's a secular holiday.
Saturnalia, man.
Yeah, it's Saturnalia, or it's a Roman festival ripped off. It's a blah blah blah. It's a pagan holiday, and at this point, it's a secular holiday in this whole argument. And then the retort of put Christ back in Christmas, or Jesus is the reason for the season and so forth. And he made a movie about it that was aimed at a fucking evangelical crowd. I get it. I don't blame him for it, but it's not going to stop me mocking the guy. I mean,
I get why what it is, but my retort to that would be like, well, it actually goes all the way back to the Druids, and it goes back to the winter solstice, and I'll be like, magic's not real either. So if you're saying Jesus is fake, but magic is real, like Druid magic is real.
No, hey, tell those to those Wiccans on WikiHow.
I have had 90% of them.
Like they would
me.
take that.
I had Ash Nico's fan. Look, somebody dropped you $50.
Yeah, I was just about to say thank you very much, Manic,
blessing.
one of our Aussie people, and Manic is so awesome. And even with a generous $50 Christmas gift, she leaves no message. So what we're gonna say is, we love you, Manic. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for dropping some in the tip jar here at the Noir Bar.
Yeah, it's how we keep the illegal alcohol coming in the back door. We got a license for this place,
Yeah.
Here, let's look at.
Look,
like
Dad's gonna make his money somehow, okay? FarZoosme brand is great. It's fine.
Everybody says you based your bar in 1942. Didn't you realize that Prohibition was over by then? I'm like, yeah, but we're not buying our liquor legally. We make it in a bathtub, and we don't have a license to sell it anyway. So it's still a speakeasy, guys.
Watch out before Ma Barker and her temperance committee come by to stay with her hatchet. I was learning about that on. They had a great. Do you guys watch? What is it? History Simplified, Oversimplified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oversimplified? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, they did a Prohibition Oversimplified recently.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I watched the detailed Ken Burns documentary, the 2-parter on Prohibition, and yeah, her going around smashing up the anti-saloon league and all of that. You don't ever hear that part of it. They just make it sound like, yeah, drunkards in the street, overproof alcohol, and so on and so forth. The people that were against it, it wasn't all just straight-laced Christian virtue trying to ruin everybody's fun, if you know what I mean. It's a complex story is the point, you know what I mean?
I'm just surprised that in the time where you could just slap a woman across the face and like make her a wife legally, they got away with that shit. Like nobody just went out there and started slapping broads. I was surprised. I was like, maybe they were a little more civilized in the 20s than I thought.
Especially when she's tiny little woman that she is in a corset dress, coming in with a little fucking mini pickaxe, busting up your fucking bar.
Yeah.
And everyone was okay with it, to the point where newspapers were writing stories, live in fear of this woman. She might break it.
I'm over here like, you were still stringing up black people for just asking to be human, but you're gonna let this bitch come in here with a hatchet and whack up your bar? The fuck?
Oh, and Jordan 250 shows up, and of course
black people are over here like, can we be considered human beings? And they're like, no, and we'll kill you if you try. But we're gonna let this woman hack up our bar with a hatchet. What the fuck? We have a shameful history in our country, sir. A shameful history.
Well, let's say a confusingly arbitrary history. How about that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan 250 for the $20 gift. I appreciate it greatly. No figgy pudding? What kind of establishment are you running here? Love you and Merry Christmas, guys. We don't have any fig.
He lets me smoke weed in here.
So. Well, it's reefer in here, but yeah, we do. See the little the back room there, the door with the wreath on it. Go smoke your reefer back there.
Oh, I found it.
Okay, it's all good. But we don't have figgy pudding here because we're not in Britain. Have you ever actually had figgy pudding? Either one of you guys?
No, or blood pudding or any of that terrible British food. Mutton.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. Nah.
Well, you could hold on. You have a Christmas special that runs every year, the Magic Pudding. You're aware of the puddings.
Yeah, I'm aware of the puddings, but like I don't eat those puddings.
Do you know that really is a Christmas special AP that runs in Australia? The Magic Pudding?
It's not even really actually a Christmas special.
That.
That's the funniest part. It's just a kid's book that they happen to air on Christmas a whole bunch. So I just associate it with Christmas now.
The British loved pudding back in the day because, they didn't have teeth, and also they would eat sweet things because they thought it would sweeten up their breath. Like the Queen was bad about that, Queen Elizabeth. She would eat sweets because she thought because temporarily it would freshen up her breath, but it would just cause more decay to make her breath worse when she swallowed.
When
Yeah.
Okay. Richo asks, we do fruit pudding. Yeah, fair enough. But there are no puddings here. What we have is a giant punch bowl full of fucking overproof bathtub gin. So, help yourself.
Ooh, do we have trifle?
Another Britishism. No.
Look, it's fine. Trifle is fine.
My mom actually frequents the one of the British specialty stores. It has like British and Irish import stuff. That's how I know what Christmas crackers are. Otherwise, I would have no idea. Because my mom loves getting those things. She's going to have them tomorrow for Christmas dinner. I'm certain of it. But yeah, that's how I found out what a trifle was too, because she loves getting the baked goods from there or whatever.
I'm so uncultured. I don't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Wait, you can buy already pre-made trifles?
Yeah. Well, I've had them, so yes.
Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah, that's not okay.
Are you trying to go high class, saying we make our own trifles? Are you really doing that right now?
I'm not saying high class. It's just I've never heard of that.
Well,
I've never heard of that.
I'm just saying. I showed up at my parents' place and they had the container that a cake comes in. You know, the plastic dome that you pop off. Yeah. And it had a price tag on it and everything. It said trifle.
We're in America. Like, we don't know how to make trifles out here. Somebody's got to cook that shit for us.
It's so easy though. Like, you just need.
I don't even know what it is.
It's okay. It's like. You have like the sponge cake thing, right? Then you have Jello. I'm going to specifically say Jello, because otherwise we're going to get into another argument that I don't want to have right now. Cream, custard, maybe some fruit on top. Like it's like so simple.
I bought a lemon meringue pie from H&M.
Well done.
That was mine.
That is the best of the pies.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Have you ever had tiramisu?
It can have liquor in it.
A trifle is tiramisu, and they swear to God it's not, but that's all it is.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like sponge cake, and
we are boys. We buy our shit pre-made. We do not cook desserts.
It's not even cooked. You could just go buy the sponge cake. You just have to layer it.
Nah, that's too much work.
And Richard, I know it's jelly, not gel. I just didn't want to have the argument.
If I'm gonna buy the sponge cake, I might as well buy the whole thing. You know?
I remember a fight happened last year because we kind of did the Orphans Christmas because my parents weren't around. There were a whole bunch of grad students that were at my campus that were from out of town, out of state, you know what I mean? And they weren't going home for Christmas. So it's like, everybody brings something. We're going to make the turkey. Everyone else brings something. You bring the rolls, you bring this, you bring that. And they tasked me with the cranberry sauce. And they say, you're going to make it, right? And I said, no, I'm going to bring the cans. Like, because
we're already being shamed by the nice kangaroo lady, and here we go talking about our canned cranberry sauce.
Who doesn't want the canned cranberry sauce in a cylinder that you can?
Cranberries. It's just a fucking trifle. I don't understand.
You want to be able to cut a slice off of a cylinder of cranberry jelly. That's where it's at, right? Mm-hmm. That's
hell yeah. If it's not shaped like a can, you're not doing it right.
It needs to have the ridges, like the can rib mark.
Yes.
Still,
yes.
Yeah. That's.
Lay a slice. I used to go to my in-laws' house, and they would mush up cranberry sauce, and I'm like, now it's gross. Now I don't want to eat it. Well, you put it on top of your turkey. No, fuck you. Whatever tradition you're coming from, whatever East Coast crap. No. You slice it up, and then you take a slice of canned cranberry sauce and you lay it on the plate. That's how we do it in Texas. I'm over here like Mace Windu. Like, you may live in Texas, but I do not. But we do not agree. You have the rank of Texas.
Well, you know what? I am from the East Coast, and I can tell you, it's all about slicing off a piece of it. I don't get the.
I'm glad
the stewed free, because what you've really made there when you made cranberry sauce is pie filling, if you know what I mean. That's not like.
Yeah, you've made marmalade.
Exactly. Okay, thank you very much. Next 6 minutes for the donation, greatly appreciated. Feliz Navidad, and a Feliz Navidad to you too. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, my dude.
Yeah, the Feliz Navidad.
Yes, I hope your feline is also a dad. I don't live that close to the southwest border, man. I don't have to know. Real quick, hope to see you on the 30th. If not, you may have a very happy new year. The other... God, I'm drunk enough where the words are blurring. Okay, hold on. The way of the otter will lead you to prosperity and other cool stuff. Sub to this dude. Yes, you should sub to this dude. The next 6 minutes is quite right on that. And actually, fuck. You know what I still haven't seen? The newest part of the Scooby saga. I still haven't seen it.
You still haven't seen that?
I know.
And you're friends with Six? He gets his full redemption arc in that one, man.
I'm looking.
All of Scooby's bullshit that he pulled on Six. I'm gonna kill you, cat.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
No, I'm.
It's okay, AP. I saw it. It's fine.
I am.
One of us saw it.
I am sincerely looking forward because
somebody.
Six invited me to 2 viewing parties that they had of it, and one I was out doing last minute Christmas shit, and then the other one I missed it because I forget why. But I'm gonna watch it. It's open in a tab. I'm ready to go, and I've been looking forward to it. So shit.
All right.
You know, I encountered the Scooby saga in a very, very strange way. I didn't know you were doing it until you had completed the last part, so I binge watched all of them over multiple hours.
Oof.
In one day.
Oof. People do that. People do that. They sit down and enjoy it in one sitting, and I'm like, I only do one a year. I don't know how you do that shit. Like, I can't. I was gonna put more production into episode 6. Like episode 5, all of it was animated and stuff, and then I just couldn't deal with Scooby's bullshit anymore. And I was gonna release it on Christmas Eve to give myself some extra time, and I'm like, nah, I just can't do this anymore. Like, we gotta just release it as it is.
Fuck, your boy Pat's here. What's up, Pat? Pat's been by
Fair
Noir
enough.
Bar a whole bunch of times, and always happy to have him.
I still can't figure out why Scooby thinks he can talk shit about your boy Pat. Like, your boy, I said it in the movie, I said it tonight, I'll say it again. Pat could beat Scooby, Burnside, and his meat all at the same time. Like, that's the last dude. Like me, Scooby's bigger than me. Even though Scooby, he's a bitch on a cane with a butt plug fur tail jammed up his ass. Like, still, I could see him having dreams about whooping me. But like, Pat? Nah, bruh.
Let me tell you something.
That would destroy you.
Well, let me tell you something about that. I'm not trying to blow sunshine at anybody when I say this because I've said it to you when we were talking in Discord. You know that cut where Scooby went way, way too far and stepped out of line and made a phone call he definitely shouldn't have made to Pat's, family? Remember that video that Pat made?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared.
That's it. That's an episode.
I was scared and he wasn't even talking to me. Like, it's just when I don't know. If I was Scooby, that would have scared me straight. I would have just, you come to Texas and I'll just, like, the anger came right through the screen and I was like, oh, damn, Scooby, you really fucked up, man.
Scooby calls straight up, man, Pat's a better man than me. Scooby would have called my daughter, I'd be on a plane. I would be flying in New York. I know exactly where he lives, too. Like, I've done the Google map thing to go and, scope out his neighborhood and stuff so I can put that on film.
That's one of my favorite bits.
Oh my
From
God.
the videos, it's just when you're going through the neighborhood and it's just the happy music, like walking through the neighborhood.
Yeah, he's talking about here in the neighborhood. I live in a real rough part of town. I'm like, no, you don't. You live in an affluent Long Island suburb with your mom. Shut up. So he thinks that we believe that everywhere in New York is Brooklyn.
Well, there's a reason that he had on his...
It's just something about it that gets me every time. Every fucking time, though. It's just like walking in the neighborhood. I'm just imagining Scooby calling someone. It's like, call me back or you'll see me for Christmas.
Live in a mafia neighborhood.
He's in one of those houses.
Well, it tells you a lot, right? That's why he had on his Amazon wish list common Italian-American Guinea slang. Remember? Like, it's...
He had to learn. He had to go get a book.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, wow, that's revealing. I mean, that's more revealing than the 50-gallon drum of lube and the dildo the size of a small boy or whatever.
Pat's a better man than me. I'd have lost it. I'd have fucking lost it had he contacted my kid.
Well, that's what, and he says right there, it's like, you don't fuck with my family. That's death right there. And it came through. Like, I mean, that was conviction.
That's the thing. Like, Zelthor was like, yeah.
Go ahead, Far. What?
Oh yeah, he knew he fucked.
Zelthor said something about the barrel of lube, like something about the barrel of lube though. Like I'm pretty sure Zelthor said like at some stage, like a friend of ours, that barrel of lube was added on there as a joke. No, it was like as a joke because of something to like a stream thing that Jeff Holiday did, where they found something like that.
He said he
Like,
wanted the
it's a very
barrels.
vague memory.
The
Yeah,
weird thing
that's
about
the
it,
weird part, though.
the
is that
weirdest
he
part is
lied
looking
about,
at
like,
when he
the
adds.
part of it.
The thing is, like, he added the dildo and the lube the same day. Like, and he's talking about, well, those were just Halloween costumes. And I'm like, they were all added in May, man. Nobody plans for Halloween in May.
Yeah.
Right? Come on. You're just a freak. Just
Some people do, but that's a weird ass Halloween thing, though. Like,
yeah, but it's all gotta be
that a Halloween costume?
kinky ball gag mask.
It's like maybe the dildo.
I mean, remember his
Like,
explanation
besides, like,
for
the
it though?
dildo, like where you could maybe like say like, oh yeah, that's a joke, you know, like I'm gonna slap someone around with the dildo as a joke or something like that.
Any
could
one
maybe
of those
pass
things could be a joke.
Maybe.
I'd say up to 3. Up to 3 of those things could be a joke. But all that shit?
Yeah.
Like, man, you searched dick sock underwear and a grappling hook
Forgot about that.
on the same day, added them to your wish list. I'm like, what's in your mind, man? Are you trying to be a superhero? Like, what are you doing, man?
It was the explanation of the drum, right? It's like, okay, I need the drum because we're going to put turntables on top of it because I'm a graduate of Jam Master Jay's DJ Academy. I'm like, you leave fucking Jam Master Jay out of this. Rest in peace. Shut up. Don't even use his name.
But yeah,
the more he talks,
that's the
worse it
weirdest part I
gets,
find of that though. Like just like the lies associated with it though. It's just like, dude, it's okay. Just calm down. You don't
And then
need
he
to
tried
like,
to say-
suddenly go off and say like, yeah, DJ shit.
He tries to say, like, that's my wife's wish list.
Fuck.
And I'm like, then your wife's a freak.
Wait.
That's all.
And I remember
If that's your wife's wish list, so your wife's out here looking for 3-foot dildos and shit, man.
that was the worst part. You put that on your wife?
That fool got problems.
The dildo the size of a
Yeah.
schoolboy on your wife? Why would you do that?
Right?
Well, he throws her under the truck on Amazon. If you look at his Amazon reviews that I had in episode 3, like, he's out there threatening to kill people because they send him a bad leash. And he always puts in, incidentally, this is my wife's account. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes it legal, Scoop. That makes it legal. So if they come looking for your wife for these terroristic threats, you're just going to let her go to prison? He's
Basically.
Scooby's the world's worst piece of shit. I love that guy. I love him now. He's just the world's worst piece of shit. You can't go wrong with him.
He's the best. I hate him. He's great. He's such a terrible human.
At one point, somebody even Tonkasaw would put together like a salient story. You know what I mean? But Scooby, he's just like, and he digs in, like when Hef said, if you talk to my family, if you sent me a picture of my kid, I'd fucking lose it. Before Scooby could take a breath, like it immediately comes out. Well, hey, maybe I'll find a picture of him and I'll send it to you. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
You were just sitting here telling us how you're not a
Really?
fucking terrorist. Like now, like the first thing you come up with, I'll do it to you too. Right? He's a good example of somebody who just needs their ass beat. Like Scooby has never been beaten up in real life. He's never run his mouth. I guarantee you he is timid as fuck in real life. Because if he walked around New York talking like he talks on the internet, somebody would have swole his lip up at very least by now.
Well, okay, Eve just said, why do you keep saying size of a schoolboy? Because that would...
He just reminds me of a smaller scale Chris Chan.
No, hold on. Just I gotta clear this up. Eve, that was Scooby's comparison, not mine. Scooby actually said, do you know how many things you could do with a dildo the size of a small schoolboy?
Yeah, the size of a fourth grade.
A fourth grade boy. Okay, so I mean,
like he knows what grade the kid is in.
Yeah.
No, I just because like I think Eve got a little worried. Like, why do you keep making that comparison? And I'm like, I'm quoting a man of a fourth grade student. Oh, like okay. Anyway, speaking of the mafia, let's move on to real mafia here.
Hey.
Yes.
That's a great segue.
Ex-Lucchese underboss Anthony Gaspipe Casso dies after getting COVID-19 in prison. This blows my mind that it ended up this way.
Wow.
Gaspipe? Okay, this guy ran the Lucchese family like it was a bloodbath. He went into hiding for a while, went on the lam.
And for people who don't know who the Lucchese family is, that's La Casa Nostra. That's the family that they're portraying in Goodfellas.
It is.
Would be the Lucchese's.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's pretty famous mafia family.
Very, very well known. And after Tommy Three Fingers Brown or Tommy Lucchese died, you had a bunch of fights to see who would be the boss, and there was a brief chance that what's his name was going to come up. Paul Vario, who's
Anthony Crowley.
Yeah,
Paul Vario. Well, Paul Vario got pretty hot. I think Paul Vario was he was the boss for a little while.
He was acting boss for a little while, as he was a captain, and then acting boss for a little while, and then Tony Ducks comes in, and then Tony Ducks got caught up in the commission case and was gone, and that's when Anthony Gaspipe Casso came in, and he, out of fear of getting arrested that indictments were coming, went on the lam after he'd only been boss, I think, for like 2 years, and was ordering. Everybody was being accused left, right, and center of being a rat. I think this guy's a rat. I think that guy's a rat. And dead bodies pop.
These were the big busts in like 85 and 86 that were going on at the time.
This guy,
like they went hard in those 2 years on the New York mob.
There he is, in prison. I mean, you see the old surveillance footage up there, right? It's a fascinating story that he ends up dying of COVID after petitioning the judge to, can I get out? I'm sick. I'm not getting proper medical care in here. I'm going to die. And it's like, no, man, when you go down the way you went down, you're going to serve the life of your life sentence, man. And
Judge said, nah, I don't reward snitches.
Yeah. What's fascinating is it's worth looking into, Casso's whole story. They sum up one of the more interesting parts here. They're like, the Brooklyn federal judge, Frederick Block, rejected his bid for early release, finding it, in light of the nature and extent of the defendant's criminal history, that remains a danger to the community. You're goddamn right he does. Casso, who pleaded guilty to 14 mob murders, infamously struck a deal with crooked NYPD detective partners Eppolito and Caracappa to pass information about mob rats to the crime family in exchange for a monthly $4,000 salary. They also did multiple hits. Like 2 NYPD detectives he had on his payroll. Yeah. That was the level of corruption this guy could fucking organize. Oh yeah, here it is. The cops also moonlighted as hitmen for the Lucchese family, and they were sentenced to a life in prison in 2009 for being involved in a total of 8 mob murders. I mean, this I think a lot of people tend to think that mob stuff kind of fell off the map, and it's like, no, it fell off the news map and the Hollywood map, if you will. It was still going as strong as ever post John Gotti and the Gambino family.
Gotti's what really made the New York mob get into legitimate business and stop being. He was just so he was like Al Capone was a very publicized mob boss, and Gotti was like that. Like Gotti was in the news every day. Gotti would walk around the Dapper Don. Right. He would do business with Trump. Yeah, like Trump was mobbed up with Gotti. How do you think he was able to build all those make all those real estate deals and clear people out of neighborhoods? Yeah. And that's when people say, oh well, Trump wasn't mobbed up. Oh yeah, no, Trump was mobbed up.
You cannot.
He's a billionaire real estate developer from New York. You better believe he's paying.
And this is what I'm saying. The Concrete Club and everything, which is what it got called in New York, especially Manhattan at the time, where they had a fixed bid rigging system between the various families, run most importantly by the Gambino family, that if you wanted to do construction, you had to go through them because they controlled the unions and they poured all the concrete. So you want to pour concrete to build anything, you're going to a mob-run union and you're going to mob-run companies to get the concrete done. And
I miss the mob. I mean, no, seriously, at least think about like right now. Like, do you trust the government? No. Do you trust the media? No. You know who used to keep the government and the media in check? The mob. You could always go to the mob. Like, you know what? I want this senator whacked. Get him out of here.
They had a strong financial incentive to have things stable because that's how they made money, right?
Right.
Yeah, no kidding. They I've never heard anyone say that before.
It was an important part of the checks and balances of American politics. Who do you think put Kennedy in? Carrillo down in New Orleans. Who do you think whacked him? Carrillo down in New Orleans.
How do you think that New York got its first Italian mayor? Through mob-controlled Tammany Hall?
Yeah.
That's how.
Why do you think they all have these guinea names, man?
But I guess there's Italian Cosa Nostra, the New York mob has been a long time interest of mine in terms of like the family changes and different things that they've gone through, all the way back to where most of them immigrated from Castellammarese del Golfo, in Sicily. That's where the majority of them are from. They right down to the town that you immigrated from. That's how close knit they kept their shit. Long time interest of mine. And so to find out that Gas Pipe Casso ended up dying of COVID, you have no idea how strange it is for me to read that headline. I'm like, what?
Oh,
that's how you died? This guy survived.
I mean, compared to a bullet to the back of the head, though, it's kind of a shitty way to go. I'd rather just get the bullet.
I mean,
and cough to death in a jail cell.
Yeah,
Right?
Unfucking believable. This is one of the guys that wanted to put a hit out on Gotti because he would refuse to accept that and was tapped to do so because Gotti had killed the previous Gambino boss, Paul Castellano. That was one of the things that launched Gotti to being like in the newspaper every day. When you
supposedly
old school.
Oh, good. I'm sorry.
I was going to say when you whack out a boss like the way they whacked out Albert Anastasia laying in a fucking chair getting a shave. Infamously, that famous photograph of Albert Anastasia laid up and shot once he had the towel wrapped around his face. Like, that's supposed to be the old street days. You're not supposed to do that anymore. Come 1986 and John Gotti's like, okay, this guy, Paul Castellano, he's our boss. He's going to whack out my crew. And one of my guys was recorded talking a bunch of shit about him. And he's eventually going to hear those tapes, those wiretap tapes. I have no choice. It's a do or die thing. They shot him in the street close to Christmas in 1986 in front of Sparks Steakhouse in New York. You don't do that. Like, meaning
it's so fun. I mean, compared to regular street crime, like mafia street crime, it's interesting. There's a story behind it. It's not like just some Crips whacked a motherfucker out over a pound. You know what I mean? Like, there's always some when the mafia whacks somebody, you're like, wow, this is interesting. I want to read about this.
Well,
no, but Gotti, did you know Gotti was actually, he is allegedly, he was the one who whacked out Two Gun Tommy.
So,
in layman's terms, Pesci's character from Goodfellas.
Supposedly, but you had Henry Hill keep his mouth closed on that for years and years and years and years until he wrote his second book, never mentioned it to Nicholas Pileggi in his first book. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to believe you now? I don't know.
Well, after he kept, I think he was kind of testing the waters to see how much he could talk about, because the guy who whacked him out was still alive and running shit. He didn't want to say nothing about him until Gotti was gone.
Yeah, and
so it could be, or it could be bullshit. Henry Hill was very full of shit.
He was a very drunk, full of shit man. Yes. If you want a good laugh, and when I laugh, I mean the way you laugh at, well, the videos at AP shows, the way you laugh at the misery of it all. There's a video up on YouTube of Henry Hill on the boardwalk in Los Angeles, drunk out of his mind as an old man. That's where he ended up, and that was only like 2 or 3 years before he died, which was only a few years ago. You can still go find that video on YouTube. You would never think that this guy was a player in the New York Mafia in the 1970s and 80s. You would.
Oh, yeah, he's a degenerate drunk bastard.
Yeah, you would never assume that, but. No, but you're not wrong. Supposedly, it was John Gotti that ordered the hit on Tommy Two Guns. What was his last? DeSimone. Yeah, because he had killed not only Billy Batts, which you see in the movie, Frank Vincent forever, rest in peace, great actor. But also Foxy, another Gambino associate. They had killed them both without both made men. Not a good idea.
Did we lose you?
What's that?
Oh, you went out there for a second, man. I thought I lost you.
No.
Maybe it was me that disconnected for a second.
Probably, I'm going to blame it on my potato. Speaking of which, thank you, Evolved Potato, for the $5 tip. I'm currently at Christmas dinner with extended family, and I'm getting compliments about my Christmas Otter shirt. Just lurking and posting links. Well, you're always welcome to lurk, man. And always, we are very, very thankful for you posting our links in chat. Yeah, Far drew a Christmas otter this year and a Christmas Far that she put up on her merch shop.
Thank you, Evolved Potato.
And you can find her links down in the description to her merch shop, where there's all sorts of fun shit going on, including the super sweet otter shirt. And thank you, Cult of Krill, for the big whopping $50. Greatly appreciated. What a wonderful Christmas gift. Krillmas Noir Bar with AP. That gets a dono. We're happy to have him here.
Hey, well, thanks for coming back, Cult of Krill. We're spreading around the wealth out there.
Okay. House.
A dono.
I feel like two kids at
Nor.
the same Christmas, and like Colton Krill is the dad, and I'm all like, haha, I got 100. Colton Krill loves me better.
Well, you run more shows that are higher effort. Shut up. I'm fine with being the black sheep. I can't believe he died in prison, man. That's the most ridiculous thing to me.
That's a terrible way for a mobster to
Yeah.
go. I mean, I figured he would have died in prison, but not like that. You know, it's like they pulled him out of they probably pulled him out of the cell with a hole in the back, with an ice pick in the back of his neck, like, oh, well,
Clearly, this is COVID-19. Write it up as COVID, like everything else.
Did you? Okay. Speaking of mobsters dying in
I
prison,
want to see the body.
did you hear how Whitey Bulger died?
Nah.
He was beaten to
I mean, I probably have, but I just don't
He was
remember.
beaten to death with a padlock inside of a sock within 2 hours of arrival at prison.
COVID.
Yep. That seems like a case of COVID to me.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
The COVID hit him over the
Yeah.
back of the head and caved his skull in. It's clear. The
Mhm.
the only reason I found for the
We were talking about Scooby a minute ago. You know, Scooby died of COVID. That's one of his news stories. Spoiler if there is an episode 7. That's one of his things he's trying to pull now. He's faked his own death to the internet.
Wait, really?
yeah, really? Hello. Damn it. Did my ship freeze up? What the hell just happened?
Yeah, now he has
Christian,
Scooby
holy
died of
shit.
COVID, and we're all terrible people for making fun of him because he's dead now.
Oh. Where did you read that? Where's he spreading that?
Not get fucked.
Like, I don't care if he did die of COVID.
Fucked.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. Get fucked. What are you talking about?
Like, really?
You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up, man.
It's going too far to
Well,
make fun of somebody who passed
Scooby
away
died
from
of
COVID.
Oh no.
Like a real mobster. He probably read the Casso
Oh my
story.
God, right?
Yeah, that's probably where he got it from.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Whitey Bulger, the person...
Polly, we can't hear you. I can hear you trying to. I can see the
Okay.
Google trying to talk, but
Yeah, oh god.
you're muted, buddy.
Did it drop? He's muted. Alright. Alright, so great.
So what part of Oz you from?
Well, I guess it's Western Australia.
Oh, okay. So not Brisbane. Got you.
Hella! There
The
we
other
go.
side.
Nope.
There you
pass.
go. You're back.
Yeah, the lesser known side. Welcome back.
Talk to Far for a little while, and you'll find out the brilliance of the electoral college system and having a equally representative Senate for states. Because no matter how Western Australia votes,
our
it just,
vote literally doesn't matter.
it just doesn't matter. No, I mean,
It doesn't
AP
matter.
being from Texas,
I think it's
your,
funny the
your
people
vote would matter, but
Oh, go ahead.
I was say AP being from Texas, your vote would matter, but like New Hampshire, they might as well just fuck
lot.
off and not show up. If it wasn't for the electoral college
That's
and the
okay.
Senate.
Who cares about New Hampshire anyway?
The New
Although-
Hampshireites, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Although
what to
we
call
do get
you
a
guys
fine
up
if we
there.
don't show up to vote, so
Oh shit!
yeah.
And like Lion Patriot and
Vote or else
Pop-Tart,
you're
they're all like,
fined.
oh yeah, we can hear him just fine. And it's like, yeah, my mic level was popping, but you guys couldn't hear me. So I don't. See, this is what happens when you use Hangouts, and Hangouts isn't even running anymore. We're just sneaking through the back end and using it illicitly. Fuck. Oh, so anyway, Whitey Bulger. For those of you who don't know, that's
Yeah.
the mobster that Jack Nicholson's character is based on from The Departed. The Irish mob.
There you go. That's where I recognize the name.
Yeah,
from.
he's Irish mobster, ran Boston like you wouldn't fucking believe for years and years. Mass murdering, brilliant son of a bitch at organized crime. And eventually ended up in one prison, and he was transferred to a prison as... Shit, somebody just mentioned it in chat. He was transferred to a West Virginia prison, and within 2 hours of arrival, he was beaten to death with a padlock and a sock. And the crime remains unsolved 2 years later. They don't know who did it.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Sure they don't. Sure they don't.
His family is suing the prison.
Just like Epstein totally killed himself,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it was just, and I got you can't see the finger quotes I'm making right now. Guess it was just a couple of black guys, right? Like that's what happened.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That was a couple of black guys. I don't know, man. A couple of black guys speaking fucking Italian.
Crazy. I mean, really? That's the way that it ends up? Okay, that's sad. I mean, Whitey Bulger was on the top 10 FBI top 10 wanted list for holy fuck years and years. He was on the lam. I think he was in San Diego for a lot of that time. He just got as far away from the East Coast as he could, and they eventually caught up with him. Someone ratted him out, and boom, he's arrested and then goes to prison and thump, done. After crazy how some people.
I'd have paid somebody to put me in a shipping crate, and I'd be living the rest of my life in the Philippines if I was that guy. A nice, warm, non-extradited country.
Which is the strongest lesson that anybody could have. Always have a get up and go package if you're a mobster. From all the mob shit that I've ever read, it is a precious few of them that ever have thousands of dollars in small bills ready to go just in case. It's why not? Why don't you?
Well, like who was? Man, I can't remember shit because it's almost 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. where I am. Who played the guy who played Roth? The guy the Ace Rothstein was based off of. Rosenthal.
Yeah, Lefty Rosenthal.
Something Frank Rosenthal. Yeah, Frank Rosenthal. He was good about that. But then again, he was of the same people as like Meyer Lansky, and those people are typically known to be pretty good at hoarding money away. So he has a cultural reason to put a little money aside. That's why he's still out of jail today.
Subtle. That was really subtle the way you approached what you were saying there. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, good boy. Yeah. It's not my show, man. I don't want to get someone else.
I'm just saying, there's a reason Meyer Lansky, as helpful as he was, and Lefty Rosenthal, as helpful as he was, were never made. They have rules about lineage. Yep. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
They were tight though, man.
Yeah.
Like the Italians in that community were tight for a while.
Oh yeah.
They were money makers.
Yeah, there's a reason
they were legitimate business money makers.
Dutch Schultz ran things very, very well until he became a problem and then was, shot dead. It's just,
Yeah, then suddenly wasn't there anymore.
Do you know why the mob shot Dutch Schultz dead?
No.
He was going to go kill Thomas E. Dewey. Dude, he was
a little preemptive move.
Yeah, it's like oh, Thomas E. Dewey's going to prosecuting all of us. He's trying to take us all down. He's coming after us as being organized crime leading figures. Fuck it, I'll just go kill him. And it's like, no.
They try to make it out.
And it's like, no, that will bring more heat
out.
And so they killed him before he could kill Dewey.
Now, see, that's a little before. A lot of people don't study they don't like the 40s mobster movie, like the West Coast mobsters. And I'm like, that's some of the best shit. But they really over dramatize it. Like, for instance, Malone, Bugsy Malone. He wasn't killed by Lansky and the boys. He was beaten to death by Henrietta Hill's brother, who was in the army because he was slapping around Henrietta.
Yeah.
And so her brother's the one who whacked him out. And just not even a whacking, anybody could have got that beaten if he was slapping around his sister. It had nothing to do with the mob. But you watch the movie Bugsy, they make it like, they make it out to be like Meyer Lansky and the boys did that shit. I'm like, nah, not really.
You know what I hate about the movie Bugsy? What's his name? Warren Beatty. That guy's rubbed me the wrong way since. I mean, I can't even watch. Fuck, God, I'm drunk.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy, yeah. I mean, that's supposed to be an enjoyable camp fest comic movie, and I can't enjoy it because fuck Warren Beatty. I don't know what.
I enjoyed it as a kid when it came out. I was like 6 or 7, and my grandfather took me to go see. Now see, I'm drunk too. Dick Tracy. But it was like a big deal at the time because Madonna was in it and she didn't do movies a lot, so
yeah, it was fun seeing Al Pacino all done up with the makeup to try and look like the guy from the comic strip and shit. It was
Pacino was great. Yeah. They were gonna do Warren Beatty up like that and make his chin all big and shit, but then Warren Beatty wasn't having it. He thought his profile was like that was his copyrighted profile, so he wouldn't let him do the makeup.
Well, yeah, he's one of them fucking pretty boys. It's like,
yeah, he's an asshole.
It's like the story that annoys me so much behind Inside Man. You ever seen Inside Man with Denzel Washington and Oh, my man there. From... He was a
I never saw it, but I let me guess, Denzel's a badass.
Yes, he is. Because like he's going to take another role, right? It's just there's a little bit of machismo coming from him, but he can pull it off well, man. That guy's got swagger for days. No, who's the guy that I'm thinking of? He was in Sin City. He was in Children of Men. He was in shit. Help me out here, people. He played Dwight in Sin City. It's time for the kill, the big fat kill. Fuck, what's the actor's name? It's like Owen something.
I wish I could tell you,
I
man.
don't know.
In any case,
have the
the
answer
two
for you.
actors were up for it. There's two main roles in it. There's the bank robber and the detective, right? Spike Lee buys his script because he thinks it's fucking fantastic. Approaches Denzel because Spike and Denzel have done so many movies together. Except the bank robber has to wear old school handkerchief mask the whole time, like train robbing mask, like people pretend that will protect them from COVID mask, you know? Hey, wear a surgical mask all you want, but hanging that paisley handkerchief over your face ain't doing shit. Clive Owen. Thank you. Fuck.
Oh, the chat. Thank the chat. They came up with it.
Frankly Owen, Cynic, and Jenna Gear. Thank you very much. Fuck, it was driving me crazy. I was like, Owen something, and it's Clive Owen, fantastic fucking actor. He was supposed to be the detective.
I immediately went to Owen Benjamin.
No. Clive Owen's supposed to play the cop, the detective. Denzel's the bank robber. Denzel refused because he was going to have his face covered for 2/3 of the film, and he's like, no. What are the ladies going to look at? That was his actual fucking line.
And he's got a. Bitches do love Denzel Washington. That's. There's no getting around that.
And Clive Owen.
I don't think you even have to be gay to think Denzel Washington is sexy.
Like I said, Denzel Washington's got swagger for days. I don't know if I'd go so far as to call the man sexy because I don't think about men that kind of way. But I don't care how drunk I am.
You don't have to think about him that kind of way. Denzel's a good-looking gentleman. Like you don't have to want to fuck him to say that, man. He's a handsome man.
Well, I hear you, but I think it said a lot about professionalism because Clive Owen, he said, when I read the script, this was an amazing script. And it's a good movie. Inside Man, if you've never seen it, highly recommend it. But they switched roles, and now you got Denzel playing the detective, and they had to rewrite it to give him some badass lines because now he's no longer playing the badass heist man because he didn't want to cover his face. Now, let me tell you something about that, by the way. A little segue. We just recorded a video, Weebo Jones and I, where she goes over the men of comic book movies and who she finds the most attractive, because several months back I had done the hottest women of the MCU, and she was there to judge me and my taste and the various women involved. Now, as we all know, women can sit there and look at other women and judge their attractiveness, whereas men, especially me, have a lot harder of a time that wait till you hear the recording of it. She's like, oh, look how hot that guy is, and I'm like, yeah, he's kind of cool, I guess. Like it is weird. Like we're just, I guess because men and women are attracted to different things, so like I'm like, what? That's a fat goofy looking motherfucker. You attracted to this shit? What's wrong with you, woman? But women it's weird. Because there's no such thing as a straight woman like there is a straight man. Like if you're a man, you can't unsuck that dick. But if you're a woman, hey, eating pussy's been on the table since you were like, what, 15? Like that's. Oh no, it's true. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just a real frank way of putting it. I mean, you suck one dick. You're Mickey the homo the rest of your life. But women, there's no such thing as a straight woman. And also there's no such thing because of that. There's no such thing as a bisexual woman. All women, that's just straight women will go down on another woman at some point. It just happens. I'm not in disagreement. I'm just saying if you want to see the evidence thereof, you could, watch my video on hottest women in the MCU and hear Weebo's description. But Weebo having a background with like hair and makeup and stuff, that was everything, right? The criticism. I'm like, holy shit, look at her tits. And Weebo's like, yeah, her hair color doesn't look very real. And I'm like, oh. Like, no, but her tits. Look at her tits. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, one spoiler, right? My man Jeremy Renner. I love Jeremy Renner. He didn't really make the cut, and I was offended on his behalf because I'm like, God, he was so cool as Aaron Cross in the Bourne Legacy. He was a badass as Hawkeye. You didn't put him in the... And he's like, well, I just don't want to fuck him. And I'm like, well, I don't want to fuck him either, but I just like...
That's her bottom line. Would she fuck them?
Would she let him in? Yeah, I guess.
Funniest thing to me. She has all the scientific reasoning, and then it just all comes down to would I fuck him?
She's so much younger than me. When I hear Weibo talk about fucking anyone, I'm like, you stop! I will slap your face. You stop it,
young lady.
Talk like that, young lady. Thought you were a good girl.
Well,
you go read your school books. God damn it! I want to hear any more about fucking come out of you.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, she felt that my approach to judging the women of the MCU was very unscientific, that it was disorderly, that I'm just like, oh, she looks so hot in that costume and this, that, and the third and every other thing, that she decided to approach it with, she had spreadsheets and it took her months and months and months to organize this. She went full retard with it. And it was
she went down to the lab. She's got a bulletin board with strings tied to it.
Okay, you think I'm kidding?
But then she Black Widow.
She applies scores to everything. It was I'm not even kidding. You'll see it when the video comes out. It's nuts. It's like their ability to grow a beard, whether their upper body fitness on a scale of 1 to 5, and then the person who wins is the one who comes up with the highest score, regardless of who she would want.
But what if she's standing next to Red Witch? Then that deducts 2 points. But if Red Witch talks, that gives her 2 points back.
The thing that I found most annoying is that hairline was one of them, right? And I'm like, okay, fair enough, right? You want a man with a...
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck that.
No, it would have fucked that.
How far does that go, though?
Okay, listen, this was her thing.
How far does that go?
BLM. Bald lives matter, motherfucker. I don't want to hear this shit.
Well, okay, so hairline was a thing. And I asked her right away, I said, now hold on now. Are we talking actual hairline? Or are we talking fake makeup hairline? Because Chris Evans' hairline is fake news. Like, it's like Matthew McConaughey's hairline. I mean, both those guys have had plugs. That's not real. They
But neither are most of the tits that you're looking at. So I mean,
excuse me, sir. Haley
fair.
Atwell's tits are all real. She is no. That's
well, there's a trade-off. If her tits are real, then her lips are collagen. They've all had work done.
I'm sorry to tell you, Haley Atwell is just the whole package, and that's what makes me so angry. She's dating Tom Cruise. Because what the fuck, Haley?
Oh, she's a beard. Yeah, she's getting dick on the side. Tom Cruise doesn't.
That is the second time that's come up. As soon as I said Haley Atwell's dating Tom Cruise, someone said, "Oh, she's covering for his gay ass."
Yeah, absolutely covering for his gay ass. It's a known secret in Hollywood that Tom Cruise is gay. There's no questioning it, in my mind at least. I'll put it across gaming and yelling to see if he agrees with it. He's the director of homosexuality out in Los Teos, but pretty sure he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he's gay."
Okay, let I think that's enough gay chat for the time being.
Oh, we wasn't talking gay between us. We were calling out these other motherfuckers. No, we're manly men over here watching Tombstone.
Sure, right, yep.
Except for
Far. Totally not gay.
You know what the problem is? Like, I'm not trying to call Far out because she already knows this. I mean, Far herself is bi, so that's why I'm having a good time laughing at this whole conversation.
No, there's no such thing as... Shut up.
That's why I'm laughing too, because it's just like
So it's your contention.
No such thing as bi.
So it's your contention. Far is not bi. She's simply a woman. That's okay.
Yeah, you're just a girl. Okay, and we agree.
Sweet. That's one less title. Sweet.
The only way you can be a lesbian is if you shave your head and put on 150 pounds. Then you're a lesbian, because men won't have you
thanks.
anymore.
I'm good.
All right, let's talk about the Ortega family Christmas Eve massacre.
I like having hair and not being fat. Thank you.
You rubbing it in my face. You have hair. Okay.
I'm just gonna run my hands through my wholesome luxury
I'm all
hair.
hair.
Just loving it. Okay, so
Be a little concerning if
what's that?
I have hair.
I am
All right.
Polly's probably talking to the audience right now. We can't
Oh
hear
God, am I cut out for you guys again? AP's gay.
Yeah.
AP's gay. Can you hear me?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I heard that motherfucker. Hey. That part came through loud and clear.
Look, I was just checking.
It's like when you fart when the CD skips.
Can you hear me talking about the Ortega family Christmas Eve massacre?
No. But we heard the part where you called me gay.
How did you know to answer no if you couldn't hear me?
Well, I heard you ask the question if I'd heard you.
I mean, I'm drunk, but I'm not that drunk. I mean,
Bar, back me up. Very complicated audio thing going on in this hangout. Just roll with it.
okay.
It really kind of is.
You know what? Hold on. We're gonna do a different thing. We're gonna ease up the pressure on my poor CPU because it's probably like smoking hot. Oh yeah, I could cook a steak over on my the left side of my laptop here. What we're gonna do is I'm just gonna tell you what the chat's seeing anyway, because it's just a story about the Ortega family Christmas Eve massacre, and this is where the homemade flamethrower comes in. All right. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Hell yeah.
I just recently heard about this. I forget what it.
Cut some shit down.
Christmas Eve was a particularly special time for the Ortega family of Covina, California. This is often known as the Covina Massacre. Joseph and Alice invited their 5 adult children and their families to their home for food fun, including a lively game of poker. And this was Christmas Eve 2008. However, the festivities turned into a nightmare when a man dressed as Santa Claus walked into the house and opened fire with a pair of handguns.
Oh, what?
Why couldn't that have been the story that girl in Gremlins told?
And this is the...
Instead of coming down the chimney and then Santa Claus walked in and whacked Dad.
This is the remainder of the house, because Santa also had a homemade flamethrower up his sleeve. It was literally a tube that came out of his sleeve so he could be like he was like fucking Iron Man or something, and just, you know.
Oh, the fucker went Mandalorian on that
Yes!
ass, dude. He straight up went
my
Boba
God.
Fett on him.
And this is, his plan was, I'm going to walk in there,
my
I'm going to
gosh.
shoot everybody fucking dead, and then I'm just going to light the whole fucking place on fire and walk away, and the evidence will have,
Good plan.
you know, gone up. So, there.
Good plan. What went wrong?
Well, he did get home. Here's the man. Like, he pulled off what he meant to pull off, and he.
Damn it, we're never gonna find out what went wrong. We can't. It's always the.
What? Is his voice cutting out again?
We couldn't hear you tell us what went wrong. Yeah.
Just slightly, but it's okay. I think we get the picture.
He did make it home.
That guy looks like my martial arts teacher.
Well, that's not a good sign. Were you training in Covina, California at some
Oh,
point?
he was a. No, but he was a killer. So I mean,
Yeah.
he had those eyes.
It is
Jesus.
terrible. He was found later.
Oh, he's dead now. It's cool.
Yeah,
We
he
can talk
shot
about
himself in the head. But
Oh,
what really
Great.
makes this story get
it. Oops, wrong sleeve.
what really makes the story get twisted, if you read into it, this is just the general story, but the autopsy showed that he had shot himself. He had pieces of the Santa suit melted to his body as well because of his homemade flamethrower. Some of the accelerant splashed back on him and burned him, but he was like, fuck it, you're all
oh
gonna...
Jesus.
What's funny is that
Jesus,
the
man.
police, when they showed up at his place, and the vehicle that was parked outside, that was his vehicle that people had seen leaving the inferno of a home that gunshots were just heard from, right? They recognized that as the woman's ex-husband. And so they go check out his house.
Oh, of course.
When they look into his vehicle, what do they find? Well, they find a Santa suit, thousands of rounds of ammunition, and they end up nearly killing themselves because the Santa suit they claimed was booby-trapped and went off.
Of course it was.
But the more you read into this story, it wasn't that it was booby-trapped. It's just the cops, after they found he was dead and the threat's over,
guns.
they just started grabbing shit out of the vehicle and thinking like, oh, well, like, you know, hey, oh, look, hey, he's got a homemade flamethrower inside of here. Here's tanks of accelerant that are built into the back of the thing. And boom, it blew up in their faces because they were mishandling extremely flammable homemade materials. They blew themselves up. But
this guy's answer to everything is
So
just
it
set
wasn't
the
even
evidence on
technically
fire.
so
right?
so
But like, what I'm taking away from that though is that it wasn't even technically booby trapped. They were just doing a shit job of collecting evidence.
that's exactly the
It was
point.
COVID.
They all died of COVID, scorched down to their bones.
No, they all died of COVID-19.
Yeah, it's COVID. It's
So
fine.
you nailed it. You have to read pretty far into it because they had a second investigation into their own investigation. Why is it that there's no evidence from the vehicle itself,
great.
like the blood that he tracked out of there, the guns, et cetera, all the wealth of evidence that would be in his vehicle, because it was all burnt to a cinder. Well, why was it burnt to a cinder? He booby trapped his COVID coat. And he's like, no, it didn't. They just really did a completely crap job pulling the stuff out of his car. They didn't wait for the crime scene people to show up or any of the fire department to show up when they damn well knew that he had burnt the place down and so forth. And they were the ones who sent the evidence up in smoke. And injured a whole bunch of police who ended up having to retire from the severity of their injuries from the burns and so forth. And yeah, that's the
Oh, jeez.
that's the Covina 2008 Christmas Eve massacre.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
13 children.
Merry fucking Christmas.
13 children lost a parent during the massacre. He killed 9 people. One person took a round to the face, but she survived and told her story on Oprah.
Of course you did.
Mary Jo Buttafuoco
Thanks,
style.
Oprah.
I kind of feel bad. I got Ebony in chat going, it's Christmas. Why are you doing this? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Wait till you hear the mob stories we tell about Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, to be fair, I did say, like in an earlier Noir Bar stream, hey, did you know that Judy Garland killed herself? So you know, we both ruined Christmas. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't know Judy. Why ruined Christmas for me?
Oh my God.
Did you actually not know that? I didn't know that either. Last Noir Bar we did. See, I've got a Judy Garland hanging over the chat, if you can see. And I thought it was delightful. It's hilarious. Judy Garland's wonderful. And now Far has grinched 2 of us with this information.
You can't just go around telling people that shit. I have to, like, live on the air learn that Judy Garland took her own life. That's terrible.
I feel your pain, man.
Look,
Poor Dorothy.
I like the Judy Garland, though. I love Judy Garland. Like, I like the Wizard of Oz. I just didn't realize no one knew this.
Well, you know, the tradition on Christmas, if you meet under the Judy Garland, you gotta, kill yourself, I guess, instead of kissing under the mistletoe.
I see. Here was the surprise information that I filled Far in with, right? I was like, did you know that she's a hero and an icon to the LGBT community? And Far was like, no, I didn't know that. Why is that? Nobody really knows. And Judy Garland herself wasn't aware of why that was. I guess that she was a big musical that she was a star of. Show tunes are big in the gay community and certain gay communities and stuff. And she's like, oh yeah. Did you know that Judy Garland killed herself? And I was like, wait, what? This is how Far shares information, okay?
Starting to get a hangover headache. Like, I'm coming down from drinking all night, and you're gonna just break this shit out on me. Like, oh, did you know Judy Garland blew her head off? Dude, too far,
I'm sorry.
bruh.
Speaking of,
That's like in the Coming to America 2 trailer where it's like, hey, look, there's cool kids. Say, hey, there's Hotel Rwanda, and then he's like, hey, there's them kids with the flies in there. Like, hey, we don't talk about the kids, man. What the fuck? Get on out of here. We don't. Some places we don't go.
oh shit, your boy Pat's got a rest in peace memorial about her coming up soon. That's cool. I love Pat's mini documentaries that he does. Oh, I don't know if he's gonna do it on his Psycho Rick channel, but yeah, a lot of his mini documentaries about people are great.
I'll watch that shit. Now
I'm
that
like,
I would have
I'm like,
rather
wait,
Pat
Thomas
broke it on
coming.
me.
I know he would have done it a little,
And like, all right, man, sit down. I got something important
yeah.
to
It's
tell
like
you.
you like Judy Garland, right? Yeah. Well,
Look, I'm just honest, okay?
You remember Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz
I
back in the
can't help
30s and
it.
shit?
well, she's
You ruined 1970
she's
for me.
fucking dead. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she killed herself, right? What? We're just picking on you because we're so fucking bad.
How
that we
is
need to
it
put
that
on
I
some-
know this?
Okay. Speak.
How the fuck is it that like?
Yeah, why do you
I'm
know
breaking
this?
The news. Usually I'm not.
See, you put it.
Usually I'm like the last person to know about like shit like this.
I will say.
How is it
I'll
this
say
is
now
the
what I
one?
said before. We have this delightful Judy Garland hanging over chat, and now there's a Paul hanging over chat, and it's awful.
Yeah.
In any case, speaking of going to,
It's like when somebody's like, mistletoe is poisonous, and you're like, shut the fuck up, man. Just ruin everything.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like how Hate Camel says though. If you don't kiss under the Judy Garland, you enter a suicide pact under it. So it's fine as long as you kiss someone underneath it.
speaking of going too far, let's talk about the woman busted for sending photos of a bloody corpse to a Michigan election official.
Segue. Good segue.
Yeah, I try.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Listen.
Don't let this happen to you.
A New Hampshire woman is facing federal charges for allegedly threatening a Michigan election official. Now, you guys know the backstory that they refused to certify the results of the election because they seemed off in Michigan, and the four people that were responsible, the two people that refused to certify, this woman who had the bloody corpse picture sent to her, were doxxed. And all of a sudden started receiving incredible amounts of threats. And the guy said, I didn't mean to dox her. Really? You didn't? By saying her name, the neighborhood she lived in, the street that she lived on, and her name over and over again, and repeatedly calling her a racist, and you're never going to live this down as soon as this gets out on social media. You didn't have an intent on somebody doing something like this? Well, look, someone did. Here's how it turned out. Sending graphic photos of a mutilated, bloody corpse. Caitlin Jones, 23, of Epping, is accused of firing off menacing text messages to Republican Wayne County Board of Canvassers chairwoman Monica Palmer because of the official refuse to certify the results of the U.S. presidential election, which they later certified immediately because, bloody corpse pictures and shit, right? In one disturbing message, Jones allegedly sent the image of a bloody, deceased, nude, mutilated woman, followed by one of Palmer's daughter, the FBI said in their court filing.
I ain't saying nothing, man. Me and Pat and Six are all thinking the same thing. Like, I know where she got this fucking plan. I know the guy who told her how to do this shit.
First, what you want to do is you want to send her a picture of a mutilated naked body, and then you send one of her daughter, and it's not really a threat, it's a warning.
Well,
no, like that's how you do it.
I mean, it just gets better and better. She texted her, fucking with our elections is terrorism, and us Americans clearly don't tolerate terrorism. So yes, you should be afraid. Your daughter should be afraid, and so should your husband. Palmer allegedly became the
And then you should call me back, or you'll see me before Christmas. Is that the last line?
I ain't scared of no bitch named Caitlin from New Hampshire, first of all. I'd be writing back and be like, dear Caitlin, thank you for your correspondence. But first of all, I am not scared of no white bitch named Caitlin from New Hampshire. Maybe, speaking of husbands, maybe you should have had your husband write me, because there is no way you're going to intimidate me for shit.
She went on to tweet her, quote, "You have made a grave mistake. I hope you realize that now. You're a disgusting racist bitch." She's also accused of threatening her via Instagram, writing, "It'd be a shame if something happened to your daughter at school."
I know Scooby when I fucking hear it. No, this is fucking Scooby 100%. Scooby, frame this bitch. I know this motherfucker by now, man. I do documentaries about him. I know Scooby when I see him. Maybe he did die of COVID and the spirit of Scooby got into this bitch, but one way or another, I just look. I know who this is. I know who did this.
She's channeling Scooby.
Would be a shame if somebody, like threw your daughter into a wood chipper.
I know
Oh my God,
Scooby
it's
when
like-
I hear him.
It's like one of those channeling channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna channel the spirit of this dead person. She's channeling the spirit of Scooby.
Like, just read it in that
Exactly
voice.
what's happening
You
here.
made a grave mistake. I hope you realize that now. Now this, it's not my fault. You made me do this to you. You're a disgusting racist bitch.
See, but Scooby's even worse. Like, he wouldn't just be like, you're a racist bitch. He would call you the N-word 2 or 3 times and then be like, you're a racist bitch. You know? So maybe not.
I am amazed that she
like
went that
something,
far,
alright.
especially like with the. It'd be a shame if something really like in every mob movie ever.
That's not a threat. I was just saying it would be a shame.
Yeah, it's you got a nice daughter here. It would be a real.
It was a warning.
I mean, that's what happened in like 1950s mob movies with Cagney.
Yeah, it's not a threat. It's a warning.
You got a real
right?
nice shop here. It'd be a shame if a brick went through your window or if the manager were to meet the concrete. Like, it's like...
None of these things are really a threat in and of themselves. I mean, I sent her a picture of a dead body. There's no law against that. Then I sent her a picture of her daughter. I was just saying, your daughter's pretty. She's a very pretty lady. Then, it'd be a shame if something happened to her. That's just good advice for life. Don't let nothing happen to your kids.
And who else reported on this other than the New York Post? Nobody. Everyone else. Like, I try not to get political at Noir Bar, but I mean, seriously, how is this not reported on? I mean, the guy that doxed her, and everyone said, "Oh, we didn't dox her. Quit trying to over dramatize it." Yes, he did.
It's because our man's a journalist. Because our man's got them connections. I'm telling you, this was Scooby 100%. He's a journalist. He's in the business. He knows these people. The only person he hasn't paid off is the New York Post because nobody believes what comes out of there anyway.
It's true. They're the ones talking all that all that business about the laptop. We're not supposed to believe that. Or how about this story, for example? I mean, you're not going to hear this one anywhere either. In the top right-hand corner here, Cuomo staffer hit in the head with a cinder block during a random New York City attack.
Oh, now that's
wow.
not him. No, that's just a regular guinea that did that shit. Hey, Fredo!
Well, you see
shit.
this upstanding gentleman here in the top right-hand corner? Does he look like an Italian mobster to you?
No, I had to wait for it to come up on the watch page. No, I don't think DMX is down with the mob like that.
That's right.
I didn't know DMX was still out there throwing.
Yeah, it hit with a brick, a fucking full-on cinder block during a random attack, and it was one of your...
Damn, it works out.
And it was one of your main staffers, Cuomo, and there ain't gonna be shit said about this because it makes it look like you're presiding over a violent hellhole, like New York's gun violence rate, overall violence rate, fucking robbery rate have all just spiked massively, and his response is, just wear your masks. It's fine. It's what?
Damn, I wish I would have got video of that. That would be great for the show.
You know what wouldn't be great for the show? Beautician and the Beast. Woman fights for her life after her dog tears off her face.
Whoa.
The New York Post is just goes hard, man. They don't hold back nothing. They just and you had to be a beautician too. I mean, somehow that makes it worse that you had your face torn off. I'm not sure how, but somehow.
I'll tell you how that shit happened. You ever see what happens when one of these ladies fucks up some nails or some hair out in, like these Korean people want to go and open up beauty shops in the hood, but they aren't prepared for the consequences of fucking up somebody's hair in the hood. That's what happens. You get your face cut off.
Jesus, man.
Give me my money back, bitch. No, it's my money now. And then the face comes off. Face off.
It was a fine movie. I don't know why people hate it so much. It was just...
Who hates Face Off?
So many people. So many. I'm like, what are you talking about? It had a 6 fucking way Mexican standoff. What the fuck more do you want?
With doves?
Yeah. It was John Woo doing the doves thing. Are you fucking crazy? It's a great film. Great film.
Face Off was great.
John Woo is fantastic. I'm not a huge John Travolta fan, but he does a fantastic impression of his co-star. It worked. People said it was corny. They're like, they're not even the same height. Don't you have suspension of disbelief?
It's supposed to be corny. Yeah. It's a John Woo movie starring Nicolas Cage. It's a Nick Cage movie being as cagey as he's ever been.
Yeah. It's
the first thing in the movie, he walks up to a choir girl's ass, dresses a priest, grabs her, seduces her, grabs her on the ass, and then screams at God. I knew what this movie was 30 seconds in. It was beautiful.
But
holy shit, this is gonna be good.
But people talk about that film and they say, oh, it was just so far-fetched. And I'm like, You know what? Why is it with movies that you don't like for other reasons, you make up this far-fetched thing where all of a sudden you want realism and documentary level actual life? Like when you go watch Lord of the Rings, you're like, there's no such thing as magic and hobbits aren't real. Like, what's the problem?
If you see Nicolas Cage on the cast, you should already know what you're walking into.
You know what?
Right?
That's like going to a Marvel movie and being like, I don't know if this could happen in real life. You know, mutants. And
the
shit.
Norse gods aren't real. There's no Thor, and it's like, come on, suspend your disbelief and enjoy it. Who cares if they're not the same height? Just assume that they are and roll on.
I mean, the thorns at which Spider-Man just hit the ground should have liquefied him. Like, get out of here.
So I think
enjoy Spider-Man.
Ebony's been like, why are you doing this on Christmas? And fair enough. So let's talk about some other things here that are more fun, but I'm definitely not going to make any friends with this story. And I really don't care. I just don't.
Oh, great.
Francis Ford Coppola is making a new Godfather Part 3 cut. I'm so looking forward to this. Because I'm like one of the 20 people.
Is he gonna redo the movie or is he just gonna recut it?
He's gonna recut it. It's gonna have new music, a new intro. He's using some of the deleted footage that you see from the DVD sets if you have the Coppola Restoration Blu-rays, which I happen to. That he's gonna put back in, and some other deleted scenes, and reorganize the movie, recut it like he did with the Apocalypse Now Redux. I'm so looking forward.
I promise, it was just bad because of the editing. No, it was a bad movie.
No.
Okay.
It was misunderstood. It's not bad. It was misunderstood.
I'll accept that. I just don't understand it. It's cool.
I'm just saying. I am one of the 20 people on Earth that think Godfather 3 is good. Andy Garcia rocked it in that movie. People come.
I'm okay with it, man. I'm not going to criticize. I like Spice World, man.
Wait, what? Really?
I'm not here to judge. Yeah. Spice World's hilarious.
Is that why? Because it's hilarious.
Have you watched Spice World as an adult? Yes, it's fucking hilarious.
No, I've never watched it at all. I don't even know what it's about.
Dude,
are they
watch Spice World?
What do they do in it? Are they like personal relationships?
The Spice Girls running around and getting new adventures.
But that's what I'm saying. Are they like fighting crime or what's?
Oh, it's a Spice Girls. Sorry, I'm thinking like from a. Why does that sound familiar?
Oh yeah,
and it's like, oh wait, it's a Spice Girls movie.
Well, they're not really fighting crime. They're trying to.
That's really fucking
Spice
dumb.
World. It's the sequel to Doom.
They're trying to make a concert on time so an Asian lady can have a baby.
What?
I mean that. That's the plot.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that is. Yeah.
And along the way, they get into musical adventures. Like they have to go to a British castle for some reason to go learn how to be paramilitary by singing.
They meet aliens?
Yeah, there's aliens.
One?
Actually?
Great. Yeah.
Yes.
They have a boat chase. Yeah.
Yes.
To escape paparazzis.
They meet.
Spice World is amazing.
They meet aliens. Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to watch it for a laugh fest at some point. I do enjoy movies that are so bad they're good. I'm into that.
The alien tries to honk Scary Spice's boob, and she gets mad at him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oi, hands to yourself. This fucking movie's amazing. We need to watch it on Don't Kill Yourself Theater one night.
And Pete,
I can't fuck with people who don't like Spice World, man. Spice World is great.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing me and Tonka Saw ever agreed on. I hate him, but to this day, be like Spice World, and he'd be like, yeah, Spice World's fucking funny.
Okay, here, look at this. This is good for a laugh, but in like the bad kind of way. Seattle pays ex-pimp $150,000 to offer alternatives to policing.
Oh yeah, we did. I did this story.
Did you talk about this? This is
Nani the fuck?
Yeah. Wait till you see this guy, Far. Look at him. Look at him. He's still pimping. He's.
Okay. Oh my god.
I'm for it.
You're for.
Believe it or not, I'm unironically for this.
Why is that?
Because I mean, being a cop isn't a dangerous job. It's more dangerous to be a roofer, a taxi driver than be a cop. But pimping ain't easy. I mean, at least you got a hard work. I mean, look, let a pimp try. It's time we let a pimp try.
He can try whatever he wants. The idea
out here dressed like he's dressed like Ranma one half. Look at that, dressed in a Chinese suit, pure silk. It's time to let a pimp be a pimp. And Seattle's out of control. You got all these. Look,
he's
need.
dressed like a skinny
They need
Suge
slap-
Knight from
slaps need to be had.
1995. So
Look at the size of his right arm and hand compared to his body right there in that picture.
okay.
He has slapped.
Yeah, that is some perspective going on.
He has slapped the shit out of people in his day. Motherfucker look like Stretch Armstrong. I say let this pimp be a pimp. I have a hard time saying no to pimps too. That's why I have syphilis. But besides that, I'm just willing to give a pimp a chance. Let's see what he can do.
Well, you know what? He can try whatever he wants. The idea of fucking taxpayer money going to a fucking pimp who's been
You know how much taxpayer money is going to pimps already?
whatever. At least they're getting pussy out of it. They're getting ass out of it. They're getting a blowjob out of it. What's this guy providing?
We're
Rhetoric.
gonna get safe neighborhood, man.
He's just like, oh, I'm gonna
All
go
right,
talk to
okay.
people.
Let me turn you around on this issue,
All right.
Polly. Let me turn you around on this
Okay.
issue. Have you ever seen the world-renowned film Black Dynamite?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Who did Black Dynamite go to get the drugs out of the community?
You know, this is hardly.
You see, you don't.
This is hardly a good comparison. I mean,
You don't even have a response necessary.
okay, that's okay. You've seen Disco Godfather. Okay,
Yes.
does that strike you?
Oh, he fucked with kids, Big Father Entertainment? Oh no, I take everything I just said back. We got the wrong pimp.
I'm saying, does that strike you as a good method of fighting the spread of angel dust of what happens in that movie?
But see, that's a movie, man. That's not like a documentary like Black Dynamite.
Was it really that far off? Is my point. Like it, because something's harebrained and happened to work doesn't mean it's a quality plan.
Could I talk you into a pimp council? Pimp. They just knock, like just set you, just knocking their cane against the ground, just like pimp. All right, today we're gonna talk about the drugs in the community, and like, okay, imagine you're slinging dope out on the corner, right? You don't give a fuck about the order,
Right.
and 3 Cadillacs roll up, pimps get out. You're gonna stop selling dope on that corner. They're gonna slap you until you ain't got no skin left on your face.
Well,
a pimp will treat you like a bitch.
okay, yeah, but okay, let's get realistic for a second, man. Pimps aren't.
A pimp can talk a woman into selling her body and giving him all the money.
Yeah, and it's a skill. That is the classic fucking line. And yes, so what? Cult leaders can talk people into moving into a fucking commune and working fucking fields and cleaning houses for them only. I mean, fuck, L. Ron Hubbard turned pimping into a fucking global enterprise, if you want to look at it that way. The world is full.
I mean, it's still pimping.
The world is full of suckers and chumps. It doesn't mean it's a quality method to run a city.
You know who deals best with suckers and chumps?
Pimps.
Pimps. I'm not saying it's for all cities, but I mean,
But Seattle's gotten to the point where the only thing that can help is a pimp. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, look at all these women. And you notice a lot of these liberals are women out there in the streets, man. Who's gonna put them in line faster than a pimp? Female unemployment goes down to 0 the minute a pimp takes over, man.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you what. This is.
Does this man look like he's missing the bitch, Pop?
No, he isn't. And I just had a thought. You know what? You say, okay, you can turn me around on this. You know what'll turn me around on this? When I see him starting to slap blue-haired feminists with problem glasses on. If he's willing to go like, oh, listen, you want to start some shit up in the street because you think you're down with Black Lives Matter? White girl? Here, yep, there. Like, okay, I'll be like, oh, shit. Okay, there's the pimp's in charge now. Because I don't think he's going to go smacking fucking women.
And then back to the kitchen with her. She goes right back to the kitchen. Lori Lightfoot comes out, starts talking some stupid shit.
Oh, if he pimp slaps Lori Lightfoot, I will. Yeah, the pimp council. I'll argue for federal funding if he pimp slaps her.
But he just went silent. I couldn't hear him. Oh.
What? Well, everyone else can.
Picture this, all right?
Okay.
Lori Lightfoot, she goes. She's on the microphone, and she's talking some dumb shit. And then the lights go low, and For the Love of Money starts playing over some speakers. She didn't even know we're there.
Right.
And then a pimp walks in and just slaps the eye out of her head and then walks off stage.
With her bug eyes,
I see no downside to
you would
the-
only
Yeah.
need a minor knock and her eyes would fall out of her head with them fucking bug eyes.
Can you imagine a debate with pimps running shit? Like that's some next level shit talking we're gonna get. I'm not saying for every city, but for Seattle, let the pimps try.
I'm just saying, I read his plan and his
Council of
his
Pimps.
whole thing.
I've decided on that name as being the best.
I'm just saying, I think he smooth talk and grifted his way into being able to say, give me the money because I can go talk to people in the street. Whether or not he can actually make anything happen, no. I think the guy's grifting like he did when he was grifting off a fucking meth hose.
I think he just proved what a powerful pimp he is, man. He just hoed out the whole city and took their money. I'm joking around. You know this isn't a good thing. This is very stupid to put a criminal in charge of some shit. But it's also very easy to justify where you're like, I don't know, man. Could a pimp do it though?
Okay, the reason why I find it so laughable and wanted to bring the story up is it's like, okay, look, Seattle, you already have a reputation of being a bunch of suckers and chumps. Looking at you, Ted Wheeler. You know what I mean? You let every special interest group push you around. Now you've allowed a fucking ex-pimp whose brother died of police brutality, and he found his way through to a new fucking grift and credibility by saying, see, I've got credibility in the streets and I'm this and I'm that. And it's like, wait a minute, you've knocked up and had children with 3 or 4 of your hoes by your own admission. You're being chased by police for fucking child care, child welfare and all that. And it's like, but you've got the time to dress fine. Your hair's, you're down at the fucking salon getting your shit clipped every fucking week. I mean, clearly you've got money. You're getting custom suits made.
I mean, it's like Big Daddy Kane said, pimping ain't easy. These are the hurdles and trials and tribulations of a true pimp.
Dodging taking care of your 4 kids with hoes? Yeah, that is hard. I agree.
That's pimping. You know he ain't paying for them kids. You don't see him in child support court, do you?
You had to bring Kane into it. Oh no. You know what's funny? That song is such a misnomer. If you go back and listen to it, they're not even talking about pimping. They're just talking about getting girls. That's it. If you look good, go back. Have you listened to that song recently?
Oh, what, pimping ain't easy? No, not. I haven't listened to that shit since the 90s or some shit.
Go back and listen to it. They're not.
It's been a minute.
They're not talking about pimping. They're just talking about like going to clubs and hitting on girls. And that's pimping to them.
Nah, they need to read Pimp by Iceberg Slim. You'll learn a lot about the pimp game.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books. I keep that. That's one of the books I have on the little shelf over the toilet.
You actually have Iceberg Slim's book?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. So just in case I ever need like step-by-step instructions on beating a bitch with a hot wire hanger. Something like that. If it comes up.
You want a good laugh. On a stream like 2 years ago, we went over, what's his name's Lessons in Mackin book. Fuck, what's that guy's name? Tariq Nasheed. You want to?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
He put out a book like Lessons in Mac and how to Mac, and it is bad. It is clearly a lift off of Iceberg Slim, and in just
you would get better lessons from Craig Mack.
In skincare.
Yeah, that too.
For those of you who don't know, Craig Mack's got a pretty fucked up face. It was a bad joke. Anyway, moving on. Okay, you know what? I'm pretty drunk, and you got a movie to go watch after this, right?
I do.
What are you watching?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Super late night movie.
Yeah, well, fair enough. And I still have presents to wrap. That's how lazy and irresponsible I have been today.
That's why you need to be a divorced dad like me, man. I don't have to do Christmas till like the 28th. I get those extra wrapping days. I'm a gift bagger though. Like my kid has had the experience of opening up presents and ripping paper off, so now I just drop it all in gift bags. Lazy motherfucker.
Gift bags. I might put some tissue paper on top of it so they don't have to just look inside and see it. But other than that,
talking about put a little tissue paper on there. Get to it easy, like Baby D with that cookie.
Now, I want to do this casino trivia quiz because it's been a long time coming. But we've had audio problems when I'm sharing screens, so it's like I don't know. It's like Google's conspiring to make sure I can't prove my knowledge prowess here.
I mean, I'm gonna fuck you up because I've ripped that movie off for the gimmick for my show. But no, by all means, man, let's try.
I'm aware that you think you can, but I don't. Okay, I
probably will lose. I don't have like a technical knowledge.
No, it's not even a technical
knowledge of like the scenes.
Oh, that's fine because I remember one time when I was talking shit up in Unknown Archives chat, and you were like, no, it can't be like what Rosenthal was up to outside of the movie. It's just like inside the movie from the beginning credits to the end credits. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. But like, I mean, okay. Remember Ace Rothstein starts his own show from the casino?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what gave me the idea to start my show like that. Is the Ace Rothstein show, the Frank Rosenthal show.
What was the name of the show in the movie?
Ace is High.
Who was his first guest?
That would be Frankie
Oh,
Avalon.
okay. All right. So this is the level we're playing on. Okay. I thought I'd just ask a couple questions, see if we're in the. All right.
Testing the waters.
Yeah. I was just because I got a feeling that this trivia test is going to be like far below that, because like I like the questions I have up my sleeve are like, okay, Ginger was stealing chips from a guy the first time Ace noticed her. What was the denomination of the chip she slipped into her purse?
500. $400 $500 chips.
It was too. Okay, all right. So we're gonna get deep. Okay. I've got a feeling it's gonna be like, who was the star of the film? Like, that kind of thing. We're gonna
cool.
We're gonna see. Play page. There we go. So we're gonna
Let's take this quiz.
Yeah, we're gonna see who can do this. What was Ginger's occupation before she married Sam Rothstein?
She was a hustler. She was a I mean, hustler is the answer you want to check on that one. She what did they call her in the movie? It wasn't hustler though.
Well, Sam actually called her
in
a hustler. He said she was a smart hustlers like her could keep a guy awake for days before sending him home to the little woman and his bank examiners.
She's more or less an overrated whore. Is what she was.
She really was. The real girl was a showgirl. But I don't know if they actually called her a showgirl. Well, I think we're going to go with hustler before she was married to Sam. She stayed a hustler after she was married to Sam. What do you just?
If they're using the name Sam Rothstein, then they want the hustler as the answer.
What was Sam and Ginger's daughter's name? I know this.
Amy.
It was Amy. Okay. How much money does Ginger get from Sam to give to Lester, the golf hustler?
25 grand.
Yeah, it was. See, this is too simple. It's like, why do you want to make me feel bad? I don't want to make you feel bad. I just want to know what it's for. What? Don't I have a right to know? Yeah, okay.
Take mine too. No, that's my wife. No, that's scary.
Yeah. Ginger's cause of death was a massive drug overdose. True.
Now that's questionable. I'm gonna go with true, but it didn't have to be massive. It was a hot dose. It means they spiked her hair.
Well, according to his private physician anyway. Who knows if the private physician just told him what he wanted to hear, right? It just
fair enough. Yeah, they had to get a private autopsy done.
So like hot dose, the idea being that they gave her some extra pure shit and told her it was just an average dose, and then falls out in the hallway. Sam's nickname in the casino circuit is the King of Hearts. False.
It was
Ace. King of Hearts. Who the fuck in the mob world of 70s Vegas is going to want to roll around calling themselves the King of Hearts?
Nobody.
Considering that Nicky, I don't think ever called him Sam. He just called him Ace constantly. How the fuck are you not going to know that? After Ginger cleans all the money and jewels out of the joint Las Vegas bank account, she flees to Los Angeles and sees Sam again only once before her death.
I don't think she even saw him one more time.
False. After they have the argument in front of the bank.
In front of the house. Yeah.
Well, no, at the bank. Remember, because he chases her to the bank because he realizes that she has the key. That's why she wanted in the house.
Nothing we could do. Yeah, the cops. Nothing we could do.
Yeah, so it's false. When does the affair between Ginger and Nicky begin? Our options are after Ginger leaves Sam once and for all, after Sam refuses a license to practice gaming in Las Vegas, after Lester and Ginger attempt to take their daughter and flee to Europe, after the beating of Lester during the motel dinner incident. D.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong question. I'm sitting here like, what? Where am I seeing this from? It's not A. After Sam refused to license. I mean, technically, I guess it would be after Sam Rose refused his license, but it would because that came way early.
Yeah, most recently it was D.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with D. After the beating of Lester, because that's when she goes to whine about it, and Nicky doesn't tell her about the role he played in that incident.
It's like she didn't have to beat him. It was just a friend of mine. I was trying to help out, you know. And like, wow, you are such a mess of a lying whore. Wow.
For instance, Tony Scalatro, he was running around town in Rosenthal's face in real life with that shit. Like, it was well known. That bitch was running around town with him all over the place in public.
Yeah. Taking her out to dinner in casinos that he was actually not even supposed to be entering. And yes, he did. He did get put in the black book, but what they don't show they made it sound like legitimately the one time he came into the casino.
Spilotro's his office was in Circus Circus.
He did. I mean, yes, he got blackballed, but he found all kinds of ways around it. Right? This is my legitimate practice for the movie. This is my legitimate business office. You know, in the jewelry place that he set up. It's like, I have to do it through here to offer jewels through the gift store that happens to be in the casino. Yeah. And
there was a scene in the movie that's ripped right out of television of Tony Scalotro going to court. When he walks out of the court, he's like, "Be nice," and they're walking across the street. That is 100%. And Pesci really does look like Tony Scalotro.
They put the skunk line in his hair, and I appreciate you put the skunk line in his hair in your animation too.
If you watch one of the intros where you can see Tony's office, back when I was gonna use that as kind of a storyline, there's a picture of Scalotro up behind the desk, and that character isn't based on Joe Pesci, it's based on the actual mob boss, because I thought that was smart, and I'm not really smart, so I take him where I can get him.
If you guys are curious, Chad, if you're curious, you can actually go see that footage from local Las Vegas television where Tony Spilatro's leaving court, and the lines that Pesci says in the movie are the lines that Spilatro's saying in real life. Don't watch out! Don't get yourself hit there. Like all.
Now watch out! Be careful there.
So, what happens to Nicky at the end of the film? Well, come on.
He's beaten to death along with his brother in a field.
Which was actually. Spilatro was actually beaten to death with his brother when they made him think that they were going to make his brother Dominic, that he names him in the movie. They killed him in a basement in Chicago, which they never name in the movie. They always call it Back Home, right? They never say Chicago.
They did bury him in a cornfield though, and in the 80s they found those two bodies.
Yeah. What is Ginger's maiden name? Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jesus Christ, I think they might have me on this one.
McKenna. I'm going with McKenna.
I don't know. Ginger, McPhillip sounds just fucking made up. McAllister sounds like a real name.
McAllister is
McCrae.
That's a red herring.
I'm going with B or C.
I would go with C, McKenna.
Okay, you're gonna go with C.
I can't think of any part of the movie where they name her. Yeah,
there must be a point where like you see her ID for like a brief second or something where they're getting that from.
Yeah.
Or the credit roll at the end. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it would probably be in the credits. They're pretty detailed. Scorsese, he's gonna name his characters. It's not just gonna be Ginger.
Well, I mean, true, but but you always get. No, wait a minute. Because I was just about to say, you always get them changing names of people that are still alive, but Ginger wasn't alive at that time, right?
Oh yeah, no, she'd been dead for
like with Goodfellas. Jimmy was still alive. He was still in prison at that time. So was Paul Vario. That's why he's Paul Cicero in the movie, and Jimmy is Jimmy Burke gets changed to Jimmy Conway.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know why Jimmy Conway?
And I actually get him confused. I was thinking Burke in the movie, but that's the real life guy was Jimmy Burke, Jimmy the Gent.
Yeah. Do you know why Jimmy Conway? Why he picked that name?
No, why do you use Conway?
Because that was like he was born to a mother who was like a crackhead and abandoned him, and that's how he ended up in all of the foster homes and shit. Where he got the shit kicked out of him and stuff. And the fake name that his bullshit mother used on his birth certificate was Conway.
You and me went through the same phase where we just watched a lot of mob documentaries on YouTube, didn't you?
And books, man.
I bet we watched the same fucking ones too.
Where does Sam end up at the end of the film?
Okay, and in the film it would be San Diego. Now the real Frank Rosenthal moved to Miami.
Yeah. I think it's San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego is the movie ending.
Because it's definitely not Chicago, because you can't go there, and it's too sunny, and it's definitely not New York. And Vegas? Were you kidding me? After all that shit?
Yeah, and in the movie, they always say back home. They never name Chicago, but they're talking about Chicago.
Which is one of the best unintentional comedy moments in the movie, where Nikki says, like, back home years ago, and it flashes, and then the text says, back home years ago.
Right. They never named Chicago.
Yeah, and it was the Chicago Mafia, the outfit, as it gets called. They never call it Cosa Nostra. Chicago's always gone. It's been outsiders. Go by the outfit, and here we go. Submit the answers.
Well, Scorsese has to be a little bit careful at the time those movies were made. Some of those guys were still around.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see how we did.
And it's come on, start scrolling. Fact. Come on. Roll, yes. No, that's wrong.
I want to see Ginger's maiden name.
That's wrong. You are wrong, fucker. The guy who wrote this, after the beating of Lester, that's when you did. After they made an attempt to flee to Europe. No, fuck that.
The motel diner incident. So technically, I'm claiming we're correct.
Yeah.
No, they didn't ask what was the most recent event here.
Yeah, this is just wrong. It's I see an error, submit correction. Oh, I'll be doing so.
Recent thing to what happened, but the beating happened way before she took the kid.
Yeah. Like, she had gone to Nikki to talk to Nikki behind Sam's back. What are you talking about? Only after the first time when he says, oh, you need a new sponsor, and he shoves his or Ginger's head into his lap? Is that what you... That's
yeah.
It said, when did the affair begin? And
when she was crying on him, talking about he didn't have to beat him up.
And
that's okay.
In that conversation,
the first blowjob happened after that.
Think about it. She even says, she even brings up and gives him the idea of stealing the money out of the bank. Like, you know how much money he's got put away there in case he gets kidnapped? That's the blackmail money.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, that's something I can think about. That's something we can talk about. I mean, that's not the beginning of their fucking affair where they're plotting against the guy. What the fuck is? Bullshit.
I contest that answer, and only 31% of players answered correctly, so we're not the only ones who
and her answer is McKenna.
Somewhere in my brain knew. It's like, that's the right answer. Good guess. C. It was the part of my brain that was like, just choose C, motherfucker.
The average score is 6 out of 10. This is
SATs
9 out of 10, but I'm calling 10 out of 10. Okay, you know what? This
I refuse that answer that they just gave us.
This is no kind of trivia test. We're gonna have to do a round 2 at some point where we make up our own questions. Who did Nikki call the most important guy in the room when he was referencing the Chicago bosses?
Were you talking about Remo?
What was his name? Yeah.
You broke up on my...
Yeah, who was Nikki talking about as the most important guy in the room when he was talking about the
Oh, that was Remo, for sure. Most important guy in this fucking room.
Remo what?
Oh, it's too late for that. I got it on the tip of my tongue. But Gotti wants to fly out. Remo...
It's close.
No, that Vario is Paul Vario.
It is close to Gotti, the name. Verbally, I mean.
Gaggi or something like that, like Remo Gaggi.
It is Remo Gaggi.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
See what I'm saying? We're gonna have to come up with our own stuff that's like
Smoking it.
super tight. You know what I mean? What was the name of the rib joint that Sam was walking out of before his car exploded?
Okay, and now first of all, Sam wasn't the one. Oh no, Tony Roma is what he was walking out of.
Yeah, a place for ribs. Yeah.
Alex Stone, I actually ate at the Peppermill in Vegas. We went to all the places from Casino, and that's where Stoney got popped in the back of the head.
Yeah.
No, I mean Philip Green. That's where Philip Green got popped. Stone tried to make off to Costa Rica.
Okay, I got a question for you. There's a Sam claims in the movie, and it is in his Robert De Niro's narration, right? That the only reason he survived his car bombing is because there was a plate under the driver's seat, and nobody knew that outside the factory. Why was the steel plate underneath the driver's seat?
I knew that at one point because there was this, I don't know, I can't give it to you right now, but I did know that at one point. I was watching. It's actually in the who does the history buffs?
Oh,
for
the history
Casino.
buffs.
He explains that one.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched it. Do they talk about it?
Yeah, they give that answer out why the plate was
I
there.
remember it from
But I couldn't think of
Nicholas
it at the top of my
Pileggi's
head.
book, Casino, upon which the movie's based, right? And the guy who co-wrote the script with Scorsese. It's cars back then, they drove like waterbeds, right? And they had these really loose suspensions on them, and they were like 10 miles long. And even though they were coupes, like, you'd open the door and it would make the car tilt because the doors weigh so much and shit. It was
Right.
a balance thing. That steel plate was put under there because you would drive around a corner in that car and it was out of balance, so the car would rock for like the next 2 minutes after you had made a turn because it was out of balance. So they put that giant steel plate to counterbalance the car, and it needed to be in the front side, driver's side. So it just so happened to be under the driver's seat, and that's what saved his ass.
And it's very convenient for also if somebody's trying to put a hit out on you.
And if you happen to put dynamite, put it under the seat, not under the car. Let that be a lesson to anybody who's
Right.
planning to car bomb somebody.
Just a little tip from us out here at the Noir Bar. If you're gonna place a bomb in your enemy's
Not that we're
car,
encouraging that or anything.
No, certainly not.
official.
But that's what happens. It's 1942. These kind of things happen all the time. Molotov cocktails to get local proprietors in line. It's a good thing I'm friendly with the people from the sunny peninsula here.
I was gonna do a whole documentary series, and I abandoned it as an idea. But I wrote it all out, and I learned so much. Vegas from 1896 to 1986, and it covered a lot of the Ace Rosenthal stuff.
I would have been sweet.
Vegas was actually started by a woman. If you want to get down to who actually owned the land that Vegas was on, her husband. Now I can't remember her name, but her husband, a ranch hand, one of the ranch hands in the valley, had called his wife a whore. So he rolled over there to go start a fight, and they beat him to death. And so she ended up buying up all that land out there out of revenge and being a very shrewd businesswoman. I can't remember her name though, but very interesting history behind Vegas. The fact that Vegas wasn't even a thing until like the 1930s or 40s. It is a very new, fresh city built out there.
I mean, it is, and like, I mean, a lot of people start telling the story of Vegas from the point where it was a GI stopover, and it to Los Angeles or to the West Coast generally, to the bases out there. And it's like, no, it's got a ranch history that predates that, and gambling was legal there for so long before Bugsy started, before Siegel got the idea of like,
that's all you could do in the desert. How else are you gonna make money in the desert? There's no fucking resources. It's drinking and gambling. Period.
And
drinking, gambling, and
it's too bad you didn't do that, because there's lots of there's people that will cover Bugsy Siegel and they'll talk about him, but the details of how Bugsy Siegel ended up getting himself shot to death while he was sitting there reading the newspaper, there is a lot of interesting details in the background, and some people are interested in that. The story of Green with Lefty Rosenthal, how he ended up being the front man for the 3 casinos. There's the one thing, it's all about the Tangiers, like the Stardust,
the Flamingo out there was mob run. That's been mob run since the beginning. The Stardust is what the Tangiers is based on.
But they make it sound like it was in Casino, like the 1995 movie, that it was just the fake Tangiers that Sam was running. No, he was running 3 casinos and running back and forth all over the place during that time, which is I get why I'm not criticizing Scorsese, but I'm saying, like, if someone who's doing like a YouTube documentary or whatever, there's so much more to that story to tell that just goes on and on. And Green was such a scumbag, like in terms of the double dealing that he was doing and the hot water that.
The Teamster Fund. It was just a private bank account for the mob to invest in. Here you can have $4 million. Go build a casino. It was just a private bank account they could use.
And some of the sorry guys, the chat's been running like super slow for me, so I'm just looking at the screen right now. Jack's here. Merry Christmas, Jack. And I know I already said Merry Christmas to Gokado. Gamer Valine's here. Hey, Gamer Valine. And
hey, it's Bad Comic Reviews. How's it going, man?
That's Jack.
Is that Jack? I don't know his name. I just I listened to him talk to Ranting Monkey. And stuff.
Fair enough. Nope, that is Jack Cochran, Bad Comic Reviews. Check out his channel; it's awesome. And formerly Rodline, I think I said hello to already. And Gulf City Johnny Blaze, a little throwback. Yeah, fucking great. And
why did Leaf let AP on? I didn't. Leaf. This isn't Leaf. This is an Australian lady.
I think the insinuation there is that you have to check and get permission for whatever it is you're going to go do.
Oh no, she's actually probably mad at me because I'm not spending Christmas Eve with her and I'm out here on streams and shit. I'm probably in trouble for it. She'll get COVID to Canada fucked up her gift, so when she gets it, one more Quaalude, she'll love me in the morning.
Sure, we're gonna go full Tony Montana on it now, are we?
Yeah, as long as we're talking about gangsters.
Yeah. Speaking of, I was watching whatchamacallit over on Chaos Eve's stream earlier, Batman Returns, looking at Michelle Pfeiffer up in that leather. She has an attractive face, but I don't know. I remember her looking a lot hotter in that tight leather. I don't know what it was.
She looks to me like she smells.
Whoa.
I don't know why Michelle Pfeiffer looks like she smells to me, but she appears to be smelly.
I mean, because you bring her up with Tony Montana, it's like, man, they picked the perfect actress to play a cokehead because, I mean, could she get any more gaunt and skinny?
Yeah. I believe
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when she's in the low cut dress and you can see that, she's got like A cups that are all shriveled up and shit. And
yeah.
I'm like, that's coke. That's what
coke
does.
It's like 1980 Miami, right? So women wearing bras. What are you, crazy? And so you see beneath her really hanging thin dresses that like, oh wow, you are a skinny lady with your B cups or A cups, what have you. It's I believe it exactly. And that movie
this was filmed in the 80s too, so it's quite possible that she was doing a little of that George Young.
Yeah. And that movie annoys me because they bring up Quaaludes, another Quaalude, she'll love me in the morning, and I can't get Quaaludes now. See, it was disco hop heads and Bill Cosby that fucked it up for people who have clinically diagnosed insomnia. It's the most effective drug that was ever on the market, and I can't get Quaaludes now because they had to go full disco. Bastards.
And I just want to get fucked up, and I can't get Quaaludes now. We're all suffering. I just want to do drugs. It's not even that important.
I mean, people can get hydroponic weed that has been brought to levels that will make you see through time. It's been made so potent, and I can't get something to help me sleep at night because, oh no, somebody might use it to get horny and fuck for 2 days. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
A few years ago, when my grandmother died, I got my dad fucked up on some like modern weed. Yeah, he wasn't ready for that shit.
He found out it wasn't his. I was going to say his father's weed. He found out it wasn't your father's.
This ain't the shit you're getting in Shreveport, man. Like that's the same guy you've been getting it from since the 70s. That Mexican dirt swag. Yeah. Ah, man.
It's like, oh, hold on. You didn't pull the seeds out of it yet. Seeds.
Seeds. These seeds are worth money. They're already pulled out, Dad. I assure you.
It's like, here, Dad, watch this. Throw it against the wall. Watch it stick from the resin. Yeah, bet you couldn't do that back in the day.
That poor motherfucker, he had to drive the 4 hours back to Shreveport after that, too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. That is a full round of the bar.
Oh, no WikiHow?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's do a few WikiHows. I totally forgot about this. You want to play a quick game there, AP?
I'll play a game.
All right. I don't know if you have been over.
I mean, I'm up. It's 4 a.m, man. I'm kind of dedicated to being awake at this point. The drunk is worn off.
Really? I've been drinking.
I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking a couple hours ago.
I've been drinking coffee, bourbon, and eggnog this whole fucking time, and it's so I've got that really high energy, stupid drunk working. Whew. Okay, hold on.
I didn't want to come on your show and be screaming like I was on my show. So I didn't want to come into your bar and trash it like I did mine. So I started drinking coffee a while ago. I'm okay now.
You may wish you were drunk again after this, though. Some of these titles leave more questions than answers. Jesus, I had a fun time finding these.
I bet you did. So okay, we have a fun time making fun of WikiHow because it's like how to make moon water and mood crystals and shit. So we have a good time making fun of it, right? And these are WikiHow pictures where Far, go ahead and explain how the game works to those who don't know.
So basically this is the reverse of Two Truths and a Lie. Two of these two of the titles that I'll read off are not real, are not associated with the image, but one of them is. You have to guess which one is the actual title. It sounds very easy, but some of these WikiHows have just images on there that have nothing to do with what the article is about.
Sounds fun. I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna end up taking a nap
something.
during Christmas vacation here in a minute, so I'm down.
All right, let me just share
All
this
right.
screen here real quick. Whole bunch of pictures. Hey, you guys remember this picture from Twitter today? I sent this out.
Jesus, man.
I got bored and I was reading Secret Wars 2 from the 1980s, and this is an actual panel from that comic.
You're a Republican, aren't you? Well, now there'll be one few. Wow.
And I, for those of you who don't know, Secret Wars, both 1 and 2, are all about this superpowered alien from another dimension called the Beyonder. And the idea is that he's omnipotent. He's like Q from Star Trek. He's got infinite powers, and it's just what the superheroes do to deal with them. He takes all the superheroes from Earth to Battle World and makes them fight and stuff, and etc. Anyway, this guy with the lightning bolt here is a hack fraud of a failed writer who can't sell anything and nobody wants to hear what he has to do. And the Beyonder encounters him and gives him superpowers. And he goes on this self-righteous destruction fest. He destroys a McDonald's because it's unhealthy food rotting the heart of America. And he ends up targeting Captain America and yells this before he tries taking a death stroke at him. You're a Republican.
McDonald's is my argument against COVID. I'm like, oh, you're shutting shit down because you don't want people to die? You know how many people die of heart disease every year? Why aren't you shutting down McDonald's?
And
Good point. Good point.
I was mocked and laughed at last year and the year before that for talking about that George Washington's home, Mount Vernon, has Aladdin the Christmas camel that visits every year. And I was laughed at. It's a true story. I have personally met Aladdin the Christmas camel. I've seen him. Go to George Washington's Mount Vernon YouTube site, and this year they have a video of Aladdin the Christmas camel. There he is. Just saying.
Oh.
I'm
going to send that to Leaf to get out of trouble.
It's an adorable camel, and his name's Aladdin.
Look, it's cute. Look how he's smiling. Look.
He is smiling. I didn't notice that.
He actually, he is. Oh my god.
She's way passed out, so I can tell you guys, I got her like a chinchilla blanket. So
really?
She lives in Canada, so she's probably very cold. Yeah.
That couldn't have been cheap.
Sprayed some of my cologne on it and shit. For us send it to her, you know.
All right. A little callback to the Pittman. Okay, I see.
So, yeah, got no idea.
All right. So here's the first picture from WikiHow.
All right. So can you see what I mean now? By like, it just seems so out of context. That could be anything.
Yeah. What are our options here?
All right. So is it A, how to align your chakras? B, how to get your wife to love you again? Or C, how to decide your future career?
I'm going with C, how to decide your future career.
Whew.
All right, Holly?
It doesn't look like aligning chakras because it looks like the peace is coming in and chaos is coming out. It's like how to focus your hatred and become a Sith.
If only that was one of the options. I would be reading that WikiHow right now.
Sorry, what was A again? That was the chakra?
You never know. It might be an actual WikiHow. Yeah, how to align your chakras.
I thought a Jack in chat. I'm bragging about my famous friends from the Christmas camel. Nice. Quit mocking the drunk man who can't run his own stream.
Yeah, out here name dropping.
I know camels, man.
Right?
I know important people in Northern Virginia. All right. I'm gonna go with the chakra. Fuck it. How to align your chakra.
Okay, it's B, how to get your wife to love you again.
I mean, it makes sense now that I know the context. Like, she's screaming. I cut off your thumbs. That's how to get your wife to love you. Cut off your thumbs and shut the fuck up.
Right?
Think happy thoughts.
Oh yeah, she doesn't have thumbs, does she?
Is that a she?
I assumed that was a she.
I think that's a she. I'm not really. Sometimes, okay. Here's the thing with the WikiHow pictures. Most of the time, they are just traced images of stock images, which leads to some weird inconsistencies with the art. Just like sometimes the fingers look off, facial features look really weird, and sometimes hands just kind of lose digits for whatever reason.
Okay, just give me a mild amount of context. What's going on at this moment that this is going to help you get your wife back or make your wife love you again? What's going on here?
Well, clearly he plucks his eyebrows.
Correctly.
Great conditioner. Plucks his eyebrows.
If I remember correctly, I think this is like a part of it where it's like, do things with your wife, like meditating and things like that. Like, something like that. That article is really fucking weird.
How to become a Sith. Got it. Okay. There we go. Next one.
Okay.
All right. So is it A, how to identify a workaholic? B, how to deal with a stalker? Or C, how to heal from a broken friendship?
C.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to go with C or possibly D, don't let your friend of color overhear your racist jokes.
Make sure you've hung up your cell phone before you start calling your friends.
That's what I'm saying, because that's what looks like what's going on here. It's like, can you believe that she, oh my God.
This white bitch just called.
Yeah, I'm going. Platty's in chat. She's still here, and apparently, it was about taking self-care to make your.
Hey.
Okay. Using the N-word on a conference call, yeah, it doesn't go well. Yeah, I'm gonna go with C as well. Yeah, that's right.
So it's A, how to identify a workaholic.
So these two white girls are talking trash about the black girl who slacks off?
They call her lazy?
I don't really know. I didn't really read too much into that article because it was actually really boring.
I don't know what's going on, but it's racist.
That was just kind
Whatever
of
it is, it's horrifying.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's just... Here we go. Okay.
I still laugh. I still laugh at that image.
You know what I'm seeing right now?
How to hone your Spidey sense.
They were so proud of this image, by the way.
Clearly Spidey sense.
You got Spidey sense?
They were so proud.
I got.
They were so proud of this image, they used it twice in the article. The same image twice. They just used a different little symbol thing over the top.
Like somebody's got an Excedrin headache.
My God.
I'm picking up images of Michael Ironside trying to blow up somebody's head scanner style.
Right.
Okay, what are the options for?
All right. So is it A, how to treat a headache? B, how to tell if someone is abusing prescription drugs? Or C, how to regrow your hairline?
It's not abuse if they're a prescription. What the hell?
Headache is too obvious.
Yeah. I'm going with hairline.
I'm going with C.
I'm going hairline, yeah.
Hey, he's massaging his hairline.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't work. Trust me, it doesn't work.
He's trying to regrow his youth. That's
So it's B, how to tell if someone is abusing prescription drugs.
Really?
What, psychically?
Yeah. The other that how to telepathically communicate with animals, but that was like too fake, absolutely fake. But no, they used that same image twice, and in the second one they put up like something to do with prescription drugs, which would have totally given it away. But yeah, that was a weird ass article because that's not the only image they were using twice. There was another one where at least this one, it was spaced out in the article. There was another one where they used an image, and then in the instruction immediately underneath it, they used the exact same image.
What is the warning sign that someone's doing prescription
This
drugs?
article was so fucking lazy. They couldn't find another image.
Does prescription drug
Like,
abuse
my
make your
God.
skin excessively loose? Look how much of he's able to like get budged up there.
Yeah.
That's the warning sign. Someone have loose skin?
Yeah, that's.
Do they look like Nancy
Well, that's,
Pelosi? Maybe they need help.
I think it's supposed to be like headache thing going on. I think it's just a bad trace job, to be quite honest.
A bad trace job from WikiHow? Get out.
Right? Right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we got Mowgli out here.
Okay, this is my guess for this WikiHow is
How to escape. I'm gonna go with how to escape Shao Kahn.
I'm gonna go with
Shere Khan would be.
how to find out where the white girl's at. It's just
Yeah, where the white girl's at.
Oh my
That's the answer.
Okay. So is it A, how to tell if you are in love?
okay.
B, how to get into an MMO? Or C, how to choose between two girls?
One is too reasonable, so I'm not going with that.
Yeah, that's too obvious.
Yeah.
How to get into an MMO?
I could see that, man. One and three, A and C, are too reasonable. I kind of want to go with.
I'm learning this game a little bit. Yeah, I'm going with
Yeah.
B. I'm with Polly.
Yeah, it's the one that's weird, so I can see it. All right, yeah, B.
It's C, how to choose between two girls.
Damn it, Far.
Tricked us.
By the way, this guy, it's like a whole fucking story in this article because it's like the two girls he's choosing between is a white girl and a black girl.
Really?
I mean,
Really?
so where the white girl's at? Will that be an acceptable answer for this one?
Do I get bonus points for that guess?
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
considering
that
he
was kinda
does
accurate.
choose the white girl at the end of it, yes.
I'm giving us 0.5 points for that. I think that's racist, but anyway.
I'm gonna go with how to confront your girlfriend about her missing face. Is this the petition that had the face torn off by the dog? Is this the result?
How to hide your mutilated hand like Gary Berghoff.
Wow. I actually know what you were referencing. That was pretty obscure. Well done, sir.
Thank
For
you.
those of you who don't know, Radar, Gary
right.
Berghoff from
So-
MASH had a disfigured hand, and he was often able to hide it by using a clipboard because he was company clerk. And the same is also true of Scotty from Star Trek. But Scotty lost his finger at Normandy during World War II. The man's a fucking hero. Gary Berghoff was just born weird.
Yeah, I'm just a freak.
All right. Sorry, Far. Go ahead. What are our options here?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just
How to
I would
tell
just
if
like
your
to
wife
point
is
out
a
the guy's
triangle.
hand. Just look at the hand. Just look at the guy's hand.
Which one?
Like that.
How
I
to
haven't
tell your
seen a
wife
hand
you're
that
how to tell your wife
pathetic
you're turning into a dog.
in a while.
Hands first.
The one that's resting on his hand, on his arm. The one that's on top. Look at that.
I have paws.
Right?
And I'm
Right?
sad. And women follow me around making fun of me, trying to emulate my actions, pantomiming whatever I'm doing.
All right, let's have it.
All right. So is it A, how to handle rejection? B, how to tell if your friend is an alcoholic? Or C, how to tame a free spirit?
B.
I'm gonna go C. How to tame a free spirit.
Well, you're right. It is C,
Ha-ha!
how to tame a free spirit.
Terrible at this game.
He doesn't look free at all. He looks depressed and alcoholic, and that's why I didn't go with it.
Well, he's tamed it. Well, he has paws. That's his free spirit. That he's clearly part animal. He's turning into a werewolf hands first.
I can't believe that was it. That is so bad.
Wow. Wow, Flanny and I are getting way too good at making fake answers for this shit.
You are.
Like, way too good.
Okay, I am gonna go with Hello? Okay, there we
I have
go.
to powder my nose.
For this one,
Okay. Oh, okay.
okay,
Yeah,
how to offer your wife a miraculous medal of Saint Mary to change away from her sinful life.
Well, no.
No?
That's not even close. What the fuck? How are
Look
you...
at the way she's just laying there like a whore. This is clearly a good Catholic gentleman that is coming along trying to offer her a saint's medal to turn away from her sinful life. That's what I get. What are you getting?
Not that.
You gotta create a backstory with these things. See, I see that she came up on the mean streets of Pittsburgh. I'm very drunk at this point, okay? Fuck off. All right, so what are our options?
So what you want the answers? Yes. Okay. Okay, so is it A, how to quit smoking? B, how to deal with a cheating spouse? Or C, how to treat menopause naturally?
You and Platy did a good job on this one.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I'm hydrated.
All right. Do you want me to read the answers off again?
Yeah, because I forget the first one.
Okay. Okay, so is it A, how to quit smoking? B, how to deal with a cheating spouse? Or C, how to treat menopause naturally?
Oh, C.
You know what? Platy's crafty. And C is like, that's the cheese on the rat trap. I'm not going for it. That's the lure. I'm going with, and anything to do with cigarettes, Platy's unconscious is going to come into effect because that's how I caught her last time. I'm going with B. How to deal with a cheating spouse, because it makes no sense, and that's how WikiHow rolls. That's my deduction.
You know what? You might be right, because that is you deal with a cheating spouse by giving her a necklace. What? Hypnotizing her into walking off the roof by herself.
No, again,
I'm keeping
she's
C.
a cheating whore, and he's trying to make her realize through Catholicism with the saint's medal that stop cheating, ho. This is I'm sticking to my backstory for her, okay? I'll go with B.
Did you cheat on me? Just tell me the truth. I won't get mad.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Polly, but our guest, Mr. Paul here, is right. It is C, how to treat menopause naturally.
Well, let's see her hands over her uterus. She's clearly experiencing some hot flashes.
What? You know? So what is that? Like a quartz tourmaline crystal that he's like waving over her uterus, or?
No, it's all about taking a younger lover.
It's hypnotizing.
Oh,
taking a younger lover.
Why is this man in his 20s?
It was just like, I'm gonna hypnotize.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. WikiHow's weird.
Yeah, nobody looks like they should have menopause or erectile dysfunction in this picture at all.
This guy doesn't look like he should be dating a woman who's old enough to be going through menopause. Plus, he only has one leg, and that's disturbing.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. This is... All
right.
All right, so what are our options here? I'm not even going to take guesses because I'd like...
These are like illustrations out of the Watchtower.
Right.
With Jehovah, you can have a bed every day, as happy as
like, is she supposed to be leaning on that bed, or is she just holding her hands up? Because it looks like she's standing upright, but it kind of looks like she's supposed to be sitting on the bed.
I kind of thought she was standing, but now you mention it. Well, yeah, I don't know anymore.
Your life with tiny beds.
It's WikiHow. Anything is possible.
It's like it looks like she's standing up doing waist height jazz hands. I don't. All right, so what do we got? What are our options here, Far?
Did I crap out on my side?
I'm waiting to hear from Far. Oh, you know what? Far has Australian internet. I'm surprised she hasn't dropped out yet. She might have. Gee, oh,
we're never going to find out what this is about.
I cannot handle the wait. Yeah, Western Australia, their internet sucks balls, and she unfortunately repeatedly drops from Discord, from calls, and there's not much that can be done about it because Aussie internet. Am I right? And Yellow Devil.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but I assume it's shit.
It is.
It's upside down.
Yeah, it's pretty goddamn bad. She runs the speed tests and stuff like that. You should see the numbers. She gets like a ping in the thousands.
Damn it. This is killing me now, man.
Yeah, see?
Oh,
there you go.
She can pop back.
She just dropped, so we should hopefully have her back soon. Carrier simply suggested it might be how to levitate. I could see it.
How to levitate. I got nothing. It's just too late for me to have anything. I can't even do. I'm not even gonna do the Christmas Vacation movie. I don't think. No, like it's approaching 4:30. It'd be like 7 before I went to bed.
Well, what?
And I gotta wake up and get out of the house by noon tomorrow.
For what? I thought you said you got nothing to do tomorrow.
Oh no, I've got to go have Christmas with my mother and grandfather.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. You're saying like, as a divorced father, I was like, okay, shit. So it's like Hungry Man turkey.
No, I
dinner
mean,
for you, huh?
I mean, all the presents and shit that I have wrapped up,
Right.
like that's for my kids, so I don't have to do that until Monday. That's when I'm doing my Christmas here at the house.
See, I mean, there's so many other wonderful pictures to go through. Like this one, like how to deal with overly aggressive men while wearing orthopedic shoes is my guess here.
Yeah, well, the orthopedic shoes have got to be a part of that. Not even sure that may not even be a lady. Might just be a young boy. Like how to really fuck with the person in front of you while taking a test. Pop, pop, pop.
How to be an annoying child on a flight with two
Right.
seats that are far too close. Have you ever had a kid kick in your seat? Fuck it.
Yes,
Tricks.
and that's why it kills me, man. I've taken flights with the shittiest kids imaginable, and the flight staff want to be compassionate and help the mother, but God forbid you can't put a mask on them, then they'll ban you from United Airlines forever.
Yeah, that kid crying, that was just brutal footage to watch, man. Whereas
That's what bothered me about it. Is I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, because I've had screaming shitty toddlers and children on flights the entirety of my life. Flights are known for that crap, and the staff does nothing. Like, you're the bad guy if you say something about it and turn around like, shut that kid up. And like, but as soon as they can't put a mask on the kid, like, everybody off the fucking plane. All right, you inconsiderate pieces of shit.
It really makes me think. COVID for me has been strong proof, because everyone's like, oh, there's so many Karens out there. Yeah, and let's not forget there's also guys that want to get up in your business that get aggressive about it. They don't get bitchy like Karens. And to me, it proves the essential value of the Republic, where it's like everyone needs to stay out of everyone else's business. That's the good way of life. Seriously.
Mind your business. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If I don't bother me about
People ask me, like,
well,
because you say that joke all the time. It's like, do I wear a mask? Yeah, because I want to be able to go into the store. That's exactly how I feel. I don't think the mask is really doing any fucking thing, but I want to go in the store, and I don't want someone jamming their fucking phone in my face, following me outside, trying to take a picture of my license plate. You know, it's just not worth it. Yeah, I'll put the fucking mask on, but like, how long is this going to go on for? Let's see what else we got here. I don't think Far's going to make it back, man. I think Aussie internet is
killing people's
Oh my god, everybody's cut out. Did I lose AP too? Jesus.
Nah, I'm still here,
good,
but
good.
I think I might be completely worthless as a commentator at this point. We're about 2.5 hours in, and I'm dying over here.
I think it's about that time. We were gonna just do a couple of those games anyway, so I think it's time that we close up the bar. There we go. Let me stop the screen share. So I want to thank everybody that hopefully Far will come back right as we're saying goodbye, so we can say goodbye with her as well. But we'll see. Thank you to everybody who came by and kept us company here on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow night for fun. Noir Bar in 1942 is open on Christmas Day as well as Christmas Eve. I want to thank Far, and AP for keeping me company at the bar. You guys were awesome. It was a great time. I want to thank everybody who donated.
That was my
Yay!
pleasure. It's fun.
So yeah, hopefully AP didn't have too bad of a time and you'd be willing to come back because
Nah, man, it's fun, man. Good time.
a little Christmas chill.
Sober. I had to come to. I came to your bar and sobered up.
What the hell? Not a
I didn't want to come in and get out of line and trash the place, you know, and
well.
put out a bad impression.
Well,
I know you've got more maturity over here than I do over at the Palace. So.
Pat was here and he often functions as the bouncer. He just has to say "get out." I've never seen him have to rough anyone up. He just gives them the look and they go.
I'm not trying to get fucked up by Pat, man. He's like 3-4 times my size.
And as it is rounding out the year, everybody who does come by, always appreciate it. It's a fun time to be able to hang out with you guys late night as it goes on. And too bad Far didn't make it. And if I don't see you tomorrow night, everybody have a Merry Christmas. So as we always say about this time, you don't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Have a good night, everyone.